Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It is your boy Skywalker the Jedi tapping in with y'all again. We are back at y'all with another one. We have a Mikey Sutton Memorial Celebration stream today. We about to come in here, have a great conversation, about to have a great time. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me rocking out, and I appreciate that. Much love to all of you guys out there. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna open up the panel in a little bit. Got a special guest to bring on here very shortly, and we're just going to recap and kind of like what this last weekend has been like, as well as have a great conversation about our friend on this day, right? So much love to everybody in the chat. We got Music City Soul in the building. What's going on, bro? Said one time for the GOAT. You know what I mean? Absolutely. We got Mama Bear Art Doll in the building. Thank you so much for being here, Mama Bear. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. We got Frank C here. What's going on, Frank? We got Socks in the building. What's going on, Socks, bro? Hope you're having a great day and a great weekend as well. Shout out to TBC, Trey of the Bat channel, saying what's up, everyone. Yes, RIP Mikey Sutton, Mikeyverse, and Mikeyverse forever. Glad that you are here, Trey. What's going on, Zod? Shouts out to the main man. Hey, shout out to the cool. You know what I mean? Hey, that thing's gonna like live on in perpetuity, bro. Thank you for being here, Zod. Much love, bro. Much love. We got Josh Herrera in the building. What's going on, Josh? Hope you're having a great day as well, bro. Absolutely. We got the homie L Necron in the building, aka L Boogie. You know what I mean? Mikeyverse for life, right? You remember that? Hey, I remember all that NWO stuff, right? I want to thank you guys for being here wholeheartedly, man. And I'm also going to use this time to bring on the very special guest of the evening, right? We got the homie Apex Leon in the building. What's going on, bro? How are you feeling today? And thanks for being here.
Yo, feeling good, man. It's been a pleasure being a part of everything this past weekend and it going and leading into this memorial. You know, it's been dope. And rest in peace to the homie for sure. He'd want us to have fun and show love and, you know, celebrate. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation, and yeah, we're gonna talk about kind of like what happened this weekend and what kind of led into that, right? But it's crazy, and I'm just glad that you're here to be part of the conversation, bro, for sure.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I pretty much just wanted to break this thing down into a few topics, right? But I wanted to kind of cover this first because this is obviously going to kind of be brought up this weekend, but or this stream, right? But this past weekend we had the first annual meetup, bro. And I'm gonna share this story publicly for the first time. I think I've told a couple of homies, but when we were picking days for the meetup, right? As you are well aware, we were kind of thinking that we wanted to do it in late August, right? And we had been talking about it, but there was no like firm date kind of given. And
No, I was just gonna say right.
yeah, and when we kind of was getting closer to where we had to pick a date, like I literally, man, I just pulled my phone out, looked at the calendar, and was like, and I just was like, yo, late August, and what's the last kind of weekend? And then I was like, yo, it's gonna be the 24th, right? And I had no like idea at that time that it was gonna just kind of lead into this, right? I just picked it, and then as it got closer and closer, I realized it, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is gonna be the weekend that, you know, Mikey's Day is gonna kind of land on, right? And so when that happened, it kind of felt like it was, you know, preordained, right? Or that my finger was guided by the homie, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it was pretty crazy to have that land on this weekend, especially with it not being planned that way initially, right?
Oh, most definitely, man. I remember when we came to that realization, it was like this was 100% meant to be. You know what I mean? And kind of mulling over if this was going to be, you know, a trend going forward annually, like picking this time frame, like it's picture perfect, you know. It's like a story written by him. You know what I mean? The way a life and art imitate one another. It was so like beautifully random. And it made it that much more cool. Like, yo, that's crazy that the weekend of all weekends is this one. Because I had just did the interview with the Lethal Geeks, and you know, I wanted to highlight Mikey when I did that, like for sure. And then, you know, tweeting and all that stuff. And then coming out here and I'm like, yo, and then me and you having a conversation, I'm like, that is freaking insane how it all kind of blended into the now. So yeah, it's beautiful, man. It really was, for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy, man, and kind of this whole time that we've been, uh, you know, on this path since we've lost him. It's just there's been all these little coincidences, right? There's been all these little things that have kind of just um happened in such a way, and it's just been so beautiful. And um it's at the point now where these things can't be coincidence. They can't. Like when I go back to like choosing that day and just knowing that I just looked at it and was okay here, you know what I'm saying? Like that's insane, bro. And so for us to be able to meet up on Saturday and enjoy um you know, kind of all meeting up for the first time. You know, the homie Necron couldn't make it, unfortunately, but And that'd have been the only thing that would have made it better. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Cause,
Facts.
cause we definitely did miss the homie Necron there, man. You were sorely missed. But he gonna be at the next one, for sure. But just being able to meet up on Saturday and be able to like have these moments and stuff, and to be able to all meet and talk and be able to, actually be able to like go to Six Flags, you know what I'm saying, which is where we went, right? And you want to kind of talk about that, bro, and like how that felt. Did you have a good time? You're on mute.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, most definitely, bro. I'll put it on when we take the picture away, but for now I want them to bask in that picture. But yeah, bro, I definitely had a great time. This was like, fantastic, because I was telling the homies before we even did it, I was like, yo, I don't be doing this roller coaster shit. Like, I let it be known. I'm like, Batman nickname or no Batman nickname, I don't do this roller coaster shit. And they all started laughing. And before I even flew out, because that was a conversation me and Sky had, and I don't know if me and Austin had it, but we were talking. Oh yeah, we did talk to Austin. Austin was like, "Bro, we're gonna do a stream to shame you into it, like just joking around and shit." So Sky, man, this dude is. Y'all don't know Sky, man. Y'all don't know Sky till you go to a theme park with this brother. Y'all think y'all know him, but y'all don't know him until we pull up to Six Flags. That shit was crazy. It was so dope, man, because like he was hyping everybody up and like selling everybody on the rides. And we had went because like the deal was to ride all the Trinity rides, mostly the world's finest, Batman, Superman gotta do that, right? And Sky was like, nah. Sky was like, that's gonna be the gateway. After that, it's like all bets are off. So we went to this one joint uh with the homies, and it was called Goliath. And it's funny because Austin's tag on Twitter is no Goliath. So we walking through there doing our thing, went on that ride. It was crazy. And then I was like, yo, let's go to Superman. Went over to Superman. That was insane. Went to the Batman joint. The Wonder Woman joints what took me out. She was crazy. But all in all, man, it was so dope. Everybody's adrenaline pumping, everybody wilding out, having a great freaking time, taking pictures everywhere we could. Shout out to Austin's fiance. She was a great camera lady. She was doing her thing. We'll probably talk about the beach experience later because she showed out like an ace too, for sure. But nah, this whole experience was dope, and Six Flags was just one of the highlights. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, the homie Floyd was there, Floyd Lawton. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Sky and myself, the homie Steno Bino, Good Austin, Bat Dan pulled up. You know what I'm saying? And the homie Mr. Nobody. It was so dope, man, to see the Syndicate Network in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to interact, party, wild out, and for them to really prove like my little tag, which is a new perspective on a modern day geek. We just wilding, having a good ass time. It was dope. It was dope. You wouldn't have even been able to tell it's just a bunch of big ass nerds wilding, because like it was just dope. We were the life of the party everywhere we went.
Yo, he's not joking about that being a big group of nerds, because there was like the craziest fucking Batman versus Iron Man argument going on. You know what I mean? That was just insane. like it was insane. So you're on mute still.
Oh, word. Yeah, no hyperbole. Like it was
Yeah, we are
crazy ass
trying not to
conversation.
talk over one another because there might be like some echo. And that's why y'all might be noticing the muting of the mics.
Word. But yeah, it was me and Stino Bino had this wild ass conversation about Batman and Iron Man that lasted for like what 45 minutes, something like that.
Maybe even a little longer.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then so because I wanted to go back to back on the Batman ride, because Batman, right? That ride was so dope to me. So I was like, yo, let's go again, let's go again. So we got back on, and me and Stino still arguing about Batman and Iron Man as we're getting on. Austin in the back says, "There ain't no damn." What he said? What he said, bro?
No, it was while he was on the ride, right? It's while we were actually on. He's like, ain't no damn Iron Man ride.
Bro, when he said that shit, he said it super loud, and as we were launching, like as like a fu to the whole Iron Man Batman debate, saying like we're there there does not exist an Iron Man ride. We're on a Batman ride. When he said that, I bust out laughing as we're launching. So we're launching full steam ahead. How many miles per hour was it?
I don't know, but hey, it was definitely with some speed.
It was insane. So I'm belly laughing, feeling like 100 miles an hour, and I'm cracking up. And I'm like, you mother effing right. It was so hilarious, yo. Shout out to the group, man. Shout out to the team, man. Hey, Stino Bino, man. That brother loves a good debate. I appreciate him for that, though. I appreciate him for that. He keeps it interesting.
Definitely does, yo. Definitely does, and I'm just glad that we're able to kind of all meet up and you know interact and like have these moments and conversations and just uh get to feel each other's energy in like real life. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely special, and it is something that I'm always remember. That first one was definitely crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the first annual Syndicate Network / Cool Table / Cell ZSSM meetup for sure.
Trey said he loved the Hall of Justice photo. Yeah, I don't think I have that one loaded, but not as soon as we saw it,
I'll try to load it.
yeah, as soon as we saw that, I was like, man, this is dope, yo. And she said that Leon was Navy, not Air Force. I mean, look, in my eyes, getting on a roller coaster ain't worse than being out in the ocean.
He ain't lying either. It's funny. I'm glad you said that, Sky, because once I actually started riding or actually got in the line, Sky can attest to this. All that like hesitation went out the window. I started turning to the grumpy old man. I was like, "Can we get on these rides?" Because the first time we got in line, it was like 2 hours, damn near almost over 2 hours of waiting. I was like, "Can we hurry the hell up?" I was like, "I'm not scared about shit no more. I want to get on these rides." And so from then on out, I was chilling. It was kind of hilarious because it took all the steam out of me to be hesitant. I was like, let's just get on, bro. So that was dope. And that Batman ride is so fire. Maybe I'm biased. But that Batman ride was fire to me. You have to excuse my voice loss because that's how much we've been wilding this weekend.
Goliath is crazy. I love that ride, right? And Leon is biased because it was Batman. You know what I'm saying? I should have used the argument that he got on Batman twice, and he should have subbed one of those out for one of the other rides. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't even think about that until just now.
Facts. Because he showed was trying to get me on these last two, and I was like, bro, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, bro. And the last two Johns was probably the most intense Johns ever. And he was trying to get me to do them last.
They were.
Imagine getting your ass beat for like 8 hours, like an 8 hour shift at a job, just getting your ass whooped, and then they like, hey, just come on and get in this ring again. I'm like, bro, if y'all don't cut it the f out. Hey, Bat Dan had me cracking up too. I'm gonna tell this one little story. It's brief because like after I checked out, it kind of gave everybody an excuse to check out. Bat Dan was like, I'm done. If Leon's not getting on, I ain't getting on. Uh, Austin's fiance was done, and so Bat Dan was sounding like he might want to get on, and then as soon as I said something, and he was like, you know what? No, I'm not getting on anymore. And then Scott was like, see, come on, Leon. Bat Dan might have been able to get on. Bat Dan was like, no, stop trying to convince Leon, because if you convince Leon, then I started crying, laughing, hanging on this rail because the intensity. Bat Dan was like, I'm not getting on. Man, y'all had to be there, man. It was nuts. It was hilarious. Shout out to Bat Dan.
Yeah, all in all, we had a great time, and after that, we were kind of able to have a chill day yesterday, um, and yeah, just kind of enjoy that, bro. Yeah, this whole thing, it was dope. We had our few moments where we kind of was overcome and was kind of thinking about Mikey, obviously, right? But I think that all in all, this was 10 out of 10, bro, and I couldn't have asked for anything more other than Necron being there. That would have been the only thing, and it would have made it better. You know what I mean?
100%.
But we understand why he couldn't make it in. It was legit, y'all. So yeah, but we definitely missed having the homie there. Austin telling me to check my email. I'll do that. Give me 1 second, bro. Cool One says, I don't do roller coasters. Afraid of heights. Yo, that's the best part, man. See, once I'm there, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get on everything. You know what I mean? Like all the best stuff. Yeah. And I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to say, and shout out to Necron for sure. He was sorely missed, 100%.
The cool table meetup was so sick. Just shout out to the homie Austin, bro. Crazy. Right. And
Definitely shout out to Austin and his fiance for sure.
and the wifey, I was just about to say that too. Because she's a trooper, yo. Right. He said that we got Lydia on almost everything and she hates heights. Facts. Right. Facts. Oh yeah. But yeah, you wanna kind of talk about yesterday for a bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, yesterday was amazing. So after we had our fun over at Six Flags, we pretty much like took over Six Flags, and at least that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Syndicate Network taking over, and after that, it was like, all right, next day, let's have a chill time at the La Quinta Inn. You know what I mean? Shout out to the La Quinta Inn. But no, real talk. Sky was gracious enough to have us at his lovely home. You know what I mean? Like the lavish living that he lit, his fortress of solitude is very Bruce Wayne esque. You dig? I'm actually the view that y'all saw in the background when I had the cam on. Despite the glare, is the lovely view of the ocean, man, and it's beautiful. Like I never hesitate to fly out, and the people, all his neighbors are dope. Um, you know, lovely scenery all around, from the beach view, you know, the barbecue that we threw. And shout out to Sky's mom. I gotta highlight her because she definitely showed out and helped us with the barbecue that was live, made it a real family affair, and everybody just really poured into it. It was really dope. Austin brought a bunch of drinks. His fiance showed up and showed love. Everybody was just having a great time. Austin, he actually exchanged some gifts, or he gave us some gifts, I should say, that he's been wanting to give us. He gave Austin a gift, or he gave Sky a gift. He gave myself a gift, and we signed some of his Dreamwalker comics, and that was a real touching moment. And we poured one out for the homie Mikey. That was a real special moment. That's one of the gifts right there. Yeah, absolutely. That's a dope postcard. Just some mementos,
From the Chinese theater, you know what I'm saying? Open the night.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it was just beautiful, just being able to really come together and commune with one another and wild out and have fun and relax. It's like we try to do everything that we can't do on a daily. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we can just get in a car and, hey, let's go shoot hoops, let's go do this and that. So it's like, let's kind of run the gamut on experience, let's chill at the beach, let's take in the sun, let's take in the scenery, you know, let's have some great meals, let's wild out at the theme parks, let's drink, let's do this, let's do that, let's just do it all, and dedicate a lot of it to the homie Mikey Sutton, because like I was telling them, you already know we would have done it, move heaven and earth to have him come through and celebrate with us, if he was still here with us. But as it turns out, he was there in spirit, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm actually getting some drops from the homie. Put these in real quick. Yeah, shout out to Mama Sky, who is you know, who put in a lot of work yesterday, and I really appreciate and love her very much. You know, um, so let me go ahead and put this picture up here. I actually want. Okay, hold on. That's some technical difficulties, but you wanna kind of talk for 1 second, and I'll actually get these drops real quick.
Oh, definitely. Another thing to highlight was, I mentioned this before, was the neighbors, because like, you know, where Sky lives is like, it's a nice lavish area. It's dope, and the neighbors are a reflection of the lavish and leisure, chill lifestyle of, you know, just being cool, friendly, and it's like everybody wants everybody to have a good time, like, for sure. Um, we end up sharing food with some of them. We definitely shared drinks. We, shared love and all of that, and danced. We were doing beach quote unquote beer pong. where you get the gigantic beach trash cans, the orange bins, and me and Sky, and Austin, and me and Sky, and one of the other homies, that's one of their neighbors, we're kicking everybody's ass. Um, Austin's fiance, she joined us at one point, was one of the teammates, and she was doing her thing, kicking ass. She was like diving at the balls to get them because one of the rules is if you miss and you get the ball from whatever side, you get to keep the ball and go again or steal, take a turn, whatever. And she was diving and it was crazy. I was like, yo, she sparked new life into us with that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. It was just a real great time, man. Such a good time all around. And I can't wait to do it again. I'm definitely not gonna wait for a whole year to pass by. You know what I'm saying? I already told Sky I'm trying to come back this weekend. For real, for real. I'm trying to come back this weekend because there's gonna actually be
If you
an
know, you know.
event in his place. So, uh, what you were saying?
Oh no, I was just like, if you know, you know, you know.
Yeah, facts. That part. That part.
Right, yeah. I actually got this loaded. First, let me play this.
Yep.
Syndicate Network.
Man, I know the music probably drowned out some of what we were saying, but just essentially, I was saying, rest in peace. I wanted to pour one out for the homie Mikey Sutton. You know what I mean? Because that's everybody has seen stuff like that on TV and in movies, and you're like, oh, but nah, that's a real thing. When you lose one of the homies, you supposed to pour one out, and it ain't just a hood thing. That's like international. So people have done that in other countries where you drink, you salute, and you pour the beverage out, the alcohol out onto the floor, and say your prayers up for the lost one. And in Mikey's case, he's just gone on to another dimension, as they would say. You know what I mean? R.I.P. R.I.P.
Definitely RIP to the homie. It's definitely RIP. And look, I'm having to make sure that I ain't on mute, but no, it was pretty amazing. Um but I do want to kind of talk about uh Mikey real quick, man, because and it is at this point where I'll open up the panel in 1 second. But I just want to kind of talk about the early days of like when everybody kind of first um came into you know knowledge of Mikey, right? And what that was kind of like for them. So uh can you go ahead and kind of start that? Because I'm actually gonna hop in and out of StreamYard because my StreamYard is kind of tripping right now. But
For sure.
can you kind of touch on that, please?
Oh yeah. The early days for me, for Mikey, was checking him out on when he was doing a lot of his scoops. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's kind of difficult for me to talk about Mikey sometimes because I start choking up. You know what I'm saying? But You know, checking him out on Rogues, checking him out on Scoop Center. You know, even though we have went on to do our own thing, you know, it's still the reality of the origins of everything. You have to keep it real with that, you know, of how you know a person and have come into experiencing a person. But even beyond that, just getting to know Mikey, the individual, outside of the scoops, outside of being a rogue, even outside of Dreamwalker, just having conversations with him and knowing how much he really cared about everybody being successful and cared about everybody tapping into their abilities, into their talents. And that's why I say all the time, like, he believed in us because it's true. It's not just a cute saying. Mikey did believe in us every time we had conversations with him. I never heard that guy say anything ill about the progress of us. It was always nothing but positivity. And anything and everything he did and could do or wanted to do in regards to helping us, he put his whole effort, he put all of his effort into it. Anytime we needed something or wanted something, he was oftentimes ahead of us to help. And the times that he wasn't ahead of us, we needed to metaphorically knock at his door, he was always there with open arms. You know, we're actually having those conversations when we were, I believe, exiting Six Flags. We were just kind of talking about how integral he was to our growth as individuals. My only regret would be, and I said this that night, would be that he and I didn't get to do the show that we planned on doing. And it's partially why, along with the motivation of Sky, I do what I do now, because why not? And that's one of the things Mikey would say to me. He would give me a bunch of compliments, like make you feel like a fucking champion, and then say, why not, dude? Why not? What are they going to do to stop you? You know, that was always Mikey, man. Always telling us nothing can stop us. And it's right. It's true. The only thing that really could stop you with a lot of things in life is you know, and Mikey knew that. And so it's just, man, with a heavy heart, but also with joy, continuing to think about him. And we are his legacy, if we're being honest. The Syndicate Network. I remember how much he loved that name, the Syndicate Network, and how much that meant to him, because that meant to him that it was the homies coming together to do what he knew and what he thought we were supposed to do, which is just tap into our talents and have fun, you know. Don't let your youth be wasted. Don't let your talents be wasted. So in memory of him, for sure.
Okay, I just pinned that comment to the chat just now. Sorry about that little bit of dead air. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the link to the panel is in the comments now, and you can go ahead and hop on if you got something that you want to come on and talk about. But yeah, as for myself, yeah, when I first started listening to Mikey, there was obviously like a difference in the way that he approached things that really resonated with me. This real like just not giving a fuck kind of attitude, right? I can't help but love that in people, you know, especially when you know that it's genuine, right? Because some people try to pull that off, and you know, you can kind of tell that they really, really do be caring about a lot of this stuff, right? But Mikey truly didn't care in that way. And you know, the more that I got to know this guy, I got to see where that confidence came from. And this attitude of just I'm gonna do whatever most I can with the time that I have left. Um, you could really see where that came from, and how those things were forged inside of him, right? Uh, Mikey Sutton, man, I've never met anybody that was as invested in the people around him succeeding as that guy. You know, you you get to know this guy, and you just can clearly see that what made him the happiest, right, was doing things for other people, yo, and just making sure that on his rise to the top, he brought as many people as he could with him, you know, and people who would almost in some senses be looked at as like outcasts, right? And things of that nature. As long as you were a cool person and you were genuine, um, you know, Mikey was all about seeing you succeed, man. And you know, I've said this before too. You know, I've been on a lot of teams, had a lot of you know, coaches. I was in the military. I've had a lot of leaders, and I've, you know, had a lot of people that I could say to some extent believed in me, you know, me personally. But anybody like outside of my parents, like I can't think of anybody that believed in me to that kind of extent, bro. So uh obviously when you have somebody with like this tremendous belief in you and in just everybody that you know we was rocking with right at that point, um to just see that level of belief and standing steadfast, while also being driven to continue to push the envelope and do bigger and better things, and to just kind of carry on in the face of whatever life throws at you. I think Mikey really embodied that, and it is definitely something that stuck with me, and that I will try to continue that same thing going forward, and try to have you know, even though Mikey was on a whole nother level, man, but it's just about trying to impact the people around you in that same way. and just continue to push that envelope and to bring everybody else along that was there for the ride and really rocking out. So, man, he was just a really tremendous influence on me, bro, in a lot of ways. And I know, like, I used to always tell him how much love and admiration that I have for him. But I just wish I got to tell him a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man. There's always that, and I try not to let it bug me when I'm thinking about Mikey, because it's one of those things where it's like you have to forge onward and just say, you know, he knows and he knew, you know, he knew. He definitely knew for sure.
Much love to the homie Necron. All right, he said, missed that guy who's just a positive can-do attitude. And then he says, I've been here, y'all, just finished up work. Yo, we love you, big dog. You were tremendously missed this last weekend. And we know that you're gonna be at the next one, and we know that that's the only thing that would have made it better, bro. Right? That was the only kind of missing piece. Was L Boogie.
Most definitely. Shout out to you, Necron, man. We will definitely see you soon. For sure. We'll see you sooner rather than later, brother.
Sock says, when Mikey's family reached out to me months ago to let me know about his headstone on his grave, they told me that the term Mikeyverse will be on it, and I saw a pic of the headstone, and it's on there too. Yeah, yeah, that guy, man. Yo, for him to have overcome all these things in life and just to continue to have that attitude, I think that that's something that can be or it should be kind of modeled, right? Because he never made any excuses. It was never like, oh, poor me, I've had these things happen, and some woe is me type stuff. It was never to that point. It was just, hey, like, we whatever is gonna happen, we're just gonna keep moving forward, bro. And for him to continue pushing the envelope like he was, man, despite all of those things, I think it's something that should be emulated, bro.
Yeah, he never had any give up in him, ever. Ever. And another thing about him was, no matter how big he was getting behind the scenes in his personal life, he never changed. He never turned into this like snobbish, pretentious dude. He was always like, he's like, you guys are coming with me. That's the type of man he was. You're all coming with me.
For sure. Tsunami. Yeah. Then L Necron said Mikey never played the victim card. Definitely not. Definitely not, right? And on that, we have another guest coming through. How much I love this woman, and I'm very excited to be able to talk to her right now. What's going on, Mama Bear? How are you doing today?
Hello, boys. This is
Hey,
honestly,
Mama Bear.
I love just. I know you said coincidence, and it's funny because Josh tagged me in a memorial tag on Instagram about it, And that last stream we did with him, he actually did go on about, I put the quote in up earlier, that coincidence is the thread that holds the universe together. That was a quote he said on that birthday stream. And with the sheer coincidence that this event fell almost on the anniversary, that is something he would have loved. Because his whole life he had that amazing ability of just seeing something and things fell into place for him like dominoes. My favorite story of his will always be about the Spider-Man, the Spider-Gate story. Because that was 100% him. He held
That's
back on
why
that
I was
story.
rocking my Spider-Man shirt today. You know what I mean?
I was checking it out. Now I love that he held back on that story because he knew it would break his friend. And it was the right thing to hold back on because he wound up being right on it. He held it back because he didn't want to hurt his friend on her birthday. And if that was just pure Mikey, and what a wonderful soul he was.
Yeah, that Spider-Gate thing, man. Like, for somebody to have that big of a win, right? And then for that to just be almost like a footnote later in what they would be able to kind of achieve after that, right? I think that also, man, like this dude had so many W's under his belt. And that's actually kind of like the perfect segue because these scoops that this guy was dropping, man, like, and just I want to just kind of talk about the impact or just his impact overall on the internet scoop game, right? Because he kind of revolutionized it. Like, when you say so?
Oh, absolutely. He definitely changed up the game. He wound up having
He
more
definitely
scoops than
did.
Baskin Robbins.
Facts. It's interesting because all the people that we thought were these incredible scoopers, you know, we came to understand them as just people who kind of were the third party to, studios and industry people. Like, they would get the information and trickle it out in preparation for something that the studio wanted to happen. And Mikey was the type of guy who was like, he gets information raw and real in real time and releases it when he wants to release it.
Yeah.
And it's not in some sort of conjunction with any sort of studio. It's like not necessarily purposefully in opposition of a studio, but it was just like, that's how it went, because studios are like, man, you're messing up our advertising, essentially. So anytime you've heard a scooper outside of the name Mikey Sutton, you probably were hearing a scooper that was a part of the advertising budget. And Mikey got in the way of that, which was such a rebellious, roguish thing to do. It was so dope, such a syndicate thing to do. It was like he was just a dude who didn't give a shit, and he was just doing it for fun. You know what I mean? And man, I finally felt like, for me personally, like, okay, we found someone who's authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's really giving us real info without some sort of weird caveat or some puppet behind the scenes pulling the strings. It's a real dude getting real info, and he's giving it to us. And they hated that. They, as in the big industries, that is.
Yeah, never should have liked that tweet. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yep. Hey, but it's all good though, right? Because No, I think that Leon is absolutely right. It
Yes.
really did upset the apple cart in terms of how this information is rolled out, and you can see that, right? Because somebody just said, yeah, the scoop game hasn't been the same without Mikey, and you can clearly see the difference in how all this stuff is operating. Uh, kind of pre and post, right? So, um, but real quick before I go any further on that, um, we got another special guest popping up on here. We got the homie Josh Herrera is in the building. What's going on, Josh?
What's going on, Mikeyverse? How are y'all feeling today?
Man, bro, I'm feeling good, man.
Celebrating, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hey, the team's all here. The team's all here. We got the lead. The league is
Yeah.
here. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Cool Table, the Cool Table meetup.
Word.
That was epic. Mikey was loving that.
Absolutely.
Mikey was loving that for sure. I just brought a
yeah.
smile to my face seeing y'all united as a team. Just the way
Hey,
it
Always.
was.
hey, it's all good, man. Yo, can you kind of touch on that though, Josh? The impact that Mikey was kind of having on just like the scoop game period, and like how things are kind of like rolled out nowadays, right?
Yeah, I mean, the man, you know, in a way, we are. This movement is continuing, right? What he started, ruffling the feathers, you know, going against the grain, saying the complete opposite of every narrative that's out there. He did that and got so much pushback for it, right? And he was always, I don't know, I mean, y'all have known him longer than I, but every time there was detractors, right, or there was negativity, he didn't seem to let it get to him. He always kind of just, y'all don't even know who I am, what I'm capable of, right? But he didn't need to gloat or anything about it. It just was what it was, you know. And I think that the legacy of being a troublemaker continues on with this community, right? Doing everything that he used to do, combating, going against the lies, right? The blatant propaganda, the false narratives, essentially. That's what this community does, and I'm proud to be a part of it, knowing that you guys.
Man, yo, I was just about to say shout out to Josh's internet connection because my man's was in the elevator and I was low key waiting for it to cut off, but it wasn't.
Can you hear me?
I was wondering if it was me.
Josh, you just cut out like at the end, bro. And I was just about to
Is that
say,
better?
yeah, I was just about to say, shout out to your internet connection because I'm like, bro was in the elevator the whole time and was actually staying in the stream, but right at the end, it kind of conked out. So, yeah,
Oops,
you want to finish up?
No, I was just saying, it makes me smile knowing that we in this community are like Mikey Sutton, and that he is smiling as well, knowing that his legacy lives on through everyone who he knew and who was carrying the ball and honoring him and what he stood for. And that's the truth, basically. Just like with Spidergate, everyone was saying it's over, it's done. It's like, nah. Marvel just playing hardball. Sony's just playing hardball. It's gonna happen, Kate. It's gonna happen, Kate found it. Don't worry. Sure enough, No Way Home, one of the biggest movies of all time. Hashtag Mikey was right again.
And it happened on her birthday. That's the aspect that I love. One of the aspects I love the most about that story.
Yep.
The actual scoop came out on her birthday. It was beautiful.
And he had to do like that. That's the type of friend, right? That he wanted to be. He didn't want. It was basically going against the world on behalf of his one friend, right? He didn't want Kate to be upset on her birthday, so he took all that negativity, all that trolling, all that, just jargon, and he said, "Oops, innocent,"
Right.
and gave his laugh. Like that's the thing that I'm not really sad today. I mean, of course, I'm mourning in a way, but I'm more happy because today I've been listening to his voice again and hearing his laugh, and it's a little bit just like weird because it's almost like he's still around, but he's not.
I believe he's still watching over and pulling threads.
Oh yeah, just like Sky and Leon were talking about with how it all kind of came together this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It like pretty much the visual that I have is like somebody spinning a globe and just putting their finger there and saying, all right, I'm gonna travel here. That's pretty much what happened. I was like, all right, here, right? And then it got closer and closer, and I'm like, dude, wait a minute, this is on that weekend. And yeah, we're actually just gonna make that an annual thing now, is that around that weekend we're gonna meet up. Yeah, so I do want to let y'all know that now, so y'all can start getting your affairs in order.
Noted.
You know what I'm saying? Because yes, it will be the same thing next year. Yeah, we had a great time, and
Definitely.
hmm?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, we were having that conversation, and the realization of that was just really cool and kind of a highlight because, like, I think we were just like, were we in like the hot tub chilling, cooling out,
Yeah,
and we were just like, yo, Mama Bear, and we were just like, yo, bro, and Sky was like, bro, it's this weekend. I'm like, dang, that's how life is beautiful in that way. None of us thought about it. We're just chilling in this hot tub, like it's literally this weekend. That's so insane. Like, and so yeah, and then we just had further conversation. We're like, yeah, we're just gonna make it annually around this time frame. So yeah, he's right. Get your affairs in order.
I mean, that's that's beautiful. That because I going back to like how I during the pandemic, I think most of us when we found out about Mikey Sutton, right, we were all siloed and closed off, and everyone felt alone, right? And his presence, let's be honest, was the one that like connected a lot of threads to a lot of different, subsets of Snyderverse fans, right? And it's funny that he was more of a Marvel guy, and then he converted it into the cult. He became one of us because he started to understand, I think, our love and our passion, right? And he started to look at the art in a different way after watching, BVS and Snyder Cut and then going back in the Ultimate Cut. And he knew that he had to, expand his coverage for us, right? After being alone for so long, we found him. It was like the beacon of hope and the light. He was going to tell us, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There was a lot of bourbon. There was a lot of burgers on streams, but he He always made like he did for Kate. You know, he always wanted to make sure he had special curated bombs on certain people's streams, right? And and then he would just like randomly, he was just feeling good. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna be in the chat and I'm gonna drop this bomb. So you never knew what to expect with the man, and it's all because he wanted our genuine reactions, our smiles. He wanted to make our day. He was so selfless, you know.
Definitely.
And that's rare in this world. That's super rare. I don't know if y'all have many people like that in your life, but I miss that man.
Yeah. Just him popping in with a little tidbit here and there just to make Sky break. Man, he had some real troll tendencies to him, and I lived for it. Because he got the best reactions out of Sky. I think that's why he kept doing it. Frankly, I would have too.
And that's why he wanted to do that, right? Like all the Dream Rocker reveals. Like, I'll be honest, I've been wanting to, and I need to just find some time to do it. Like, curate every single one of those like Dreamwalker reveals. He loved that for every single person, and he talked about it all the time on different streams.
Oh yeah, just when you finally do it, just title it Innocent.
Hashtag innocent.
I'm innocent. Who, me? Yeah.
I mean, a true troublemaker, but the best kind,
Yeah.
right? The best kind of troublemaker.
Absolutely.
The one that's doing it out of his genuine love and compassion for each and every one of us, and the art that he was so passionate about. And by him sharing his passions, I learned about so much shit, like all the Filipino culture, right? And the Voltrees 5, I think is what it was called. Voltrees 5 that he blew up with his coverage on Geekosity, like working with Noel. I went because of him. I went to Comic-Con in 2022 to their panel. I'm sorry, 2023. And he asked me, he said, Josh, this is Sunday. It's super early. You're probably going to be super tired after doing Hall H on Saturday because I spent the night, right? He loved that I went to conventions. He's like, but if you could go to this panel for me and get the stars to say hello to me, this is a huge deal in the Philippines, something I grew up with. They're reviving it. It would mean the world to me. And I told him, I said, I'll see what I can do. And there's video out there. I'm super tired. You can see it. But the stars, I was like the third person in line. The room was at capacity, right? And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to do it for him. But like Sky and Leon are saying, the way things kind of just work out, they ended up seeing that there was a huge line first thing in the morning. And that never doesn't happen. Like usually the first panel, you know, it's just usually like a walk-in, right? But there was so much hype for this fandom. And not only there was tons of Filipino people, but just people of different races and backgrounds, right? And the stars saw the line and the demand, and they came out. And I was the third person in line. And I asked them, I said, could you please say hi to my friend Mikey Sutton, who's not able to make it? And they sure did. And Mikey was so shocked. He was like, holy shit, you did. And he was just like, he didn't think, I think he was just throwing it out there, but he was so shocked that I think both of the stars, the two main stars, the leads, acknowledged him and knew who he was. And I think he shared it on your channel, Sky, one of your night shifts. And I just loved hearing him bring that up every time. He brought it up like 2 or 3 streams. And I was just like, oh, that meant the world to him. And actually, I ended up getting in the panel after like about 15 minutes. And so I did send him all the coverage that I had of it. And, you know, I always kind of gripe to this fandom about, you know, first world problems, but my Facebook got disabled. One of the things that I love is memories and nostalgia. And there were times after Mikey passed that I would just kind of look and see because I only really connected with Mikey. I revealed myself to all y'all like the end of May after Full Circle. I went on a sales stream, and that's how I met Mikey by coincidence. I wasn't expecting. I was backstage, and Mikey got on, and as soon as Mikey got on, I was on. And I told Mikey, I was like, afterwards when I interviewed him, I was like, holy shit, I'm on a stream with Mikey Sutton. Like I was freaking out. And he was just so, because I respected him so much after lurking for so long years, and y'all didn't know who I was. And he was just like, oh no, thought it was so cool that you were on the stream because you had went to Full Circle with Sky and Leon. And I was like, man, it's just so humbling that someone like that wasn't big headed, he was just so down to earth. And I would just look at the messages that I had in the 4 months, because he passed away in May. I was doing the math and I was like, I only knew him for 4 months officially. Like he only knew who I was. And in that short time, he gave me so many compliments and so much praise. And I can't thank that man enough for inspiring me to continue to come on streams like this and just share my passion, because that's all I do is just all that stuff that I've done. It was nothing. Like I was just like, oh yeah, like I didn't have anything to do, Mikey, on Sunday at Comic-Con. I just wanted to, do it for you. And
No, he was right when he said your energy is infectious. The fact that you managed to get Sky to be willing to put on that super suit, I will always be grateful for.
Hey.
Look, and that's what he's.
Yes,
got, right?
I see what you're trying to make a break for.
Yeah, I definitely will say that Josh inspired me to do a whole lot, and just hearing his story about how the Voltes 5 thing kind of came about and got me a bit choked up too, because I know how Mikey probably came to him and would have asked him that. I can just already kind of see it now. But we got another guest that is popping through. We got the homie Zod Ryder on here. What's going on, Zod? How are you feeling, bro?
Hey,
Man, I got everybody. It's hard not to be, choked up and emotional today. I was amazed at just how hard it hit me this morning, because I was thinking about it and thinking about all the various things that we've all gone through with Mikey and stuff, and it's just amazing to talk about him and to see and to have everybody has so many great, beautiful memories of this person. It's like Mikey will never die. He's going to live on through all of us. It's insane how amazing it was. Like he lit a fire in all of us, and it's just a beautiful thing. Like I'm listening to, listening to what Josh was just saying right now. And, you just brought up Sky, you just brought up Voltes 5. And I'll never forget when Mikey asked me to do that live stream with him about Voltes 5. And we went on and we talked about Voltes 5, and I watched a bunch of episodes, and we jumped on and we talked about it, and it just kind of blew up, and he was so excited and had all this energy, and he was just it was amazing. Like Mikey never let up. The funny thing is we never knew that, like, obviously, he was going through some things, but he always had that infectious, laughter and warmth and beauty about him that is just something that you can't replicate, and you'll never be able to replace. It's unbelievable,
100%. And he knew so much. He was just like endless knowledge, right, Zod? Like he could talk about everything, whether he was on boards of the long box.
So it's so funny, yeah, because I used to have conversations about AI with Mikey all the time too, and that because that's my, you guys know that's like my thing, and I used to have conversations with him about it all the time, and he'd be like, yeah, okay, what do you think? And then I would send him, like little like audio clips and stuff. Like I sent him this one thing of Zack Snyder, an audio clip I made of Zack Snyder presenting Dreamwalker with like some kind of an award, and presenting Dreamwalker like it was this big, like, you know, super, you know, Oscar winning like film. And he was so blown away by all that. And I remember him telling me, he said, Zod, you're gonna do, and he was like a prophet. He's like, Zod, you're gonna do this technology. You're gonna do stuff with this AI. he's like, I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but you're gonna be the guy that does some stuff with this AI shit. I'm like, yeah.
One punch, Dave.
He knew. He somehow knew. So that's why I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what Skywalker has written right here, Sky. God, my friend, Mikey was right. Mikey was right about everything. He really was.
Again.
It's because Mikey had his fingers on the pulse of reality.
Yep.
He was a very wise man, for sure.
Reality and the digital realm, Leon. He had his fingers in everything. He knew. And that's why we all remember how we all used to joke about him being like, how we all used to say, oh, he's got a DeLorean. He's literally a time traveler, because he knows so much. It's impossible for him to know this just as a mere mortal. He's got to be a time traveler. I don't know. I almost
think he might have been, bro. It was crazy.
For real.
I almost think he might have been.
It's just so heartwarming that our group, all of us, we're all still intact. We're all still, doing our thing. We're all still doing, carrying out the mission, doing what we can do, and carrying on, and just sticking together, and that's what Mikey would have wanted,
Oh yes, 100%. Like, I remember his Geekosity anniversary stream that Sky threw, and man, that was just things he said in that stream, like that does trip me up. I was watching that earlier, and I was just kind of like, because I was right around the time, I think, man, and the things he said, I was just I am inspired by that man, by his deep rooted loyalty and commitment to his friends. In the world, not to be funny, but we live in a society, right, where there's no honor really, and there's been people who've come and gone, right? And Mikey was somebody who, I'm sure was hurt by a lot of stuff, but he let things roll off, and even if people couldn't reciprocate what he was willing to give, he wasn't going to let that close him, shut him down or change the way he did things. He kind of looked at the bright side and realized that there was the hope, to move on and find new troublemakers to join our little group that always is and always will be. And here we are. And now, Zod, you are honoring his legacy in something that he predicted, this AI, movie, your own art. And I know that, like, what was happening with Dreamwalker, he would have freaking got a kick out of what you're doing, Zod. Like, he is watching it and just like, holy shit, this dude did it. He did it.
I feel like everybody is just, we're all doing everything that we can as individuals to, just carry on Mikey's legacy in any way that we can, whether it be, doing great streams, whether it be, creatively, whatever it is, it's like this is what Mikey wanted. Mikey wanted this group to be, to stay together and to be you know, there for one another. And I just, and like, you know, and Sky, you know, you're Sky and Leon, you know, the big meetup event you had looked like it was amazing. It looked like it was fantastic. I'm glad you guys got to experience that together. That looked like you guys had a blast. I know I saw all the pictures and stuff, and I know because Bat Dan was posting a bunch of stuff. You guys look like you really enjoyed that on, you know, on the beach and stuff like that. And you know, it's just moments, you know, it's just moments like that, you know, freeze frame moments in time when you get to see people together in real life that you saw, you know, that you basically only, you know, most of the time only communicate with online or over the phone, and you see them honest, you know, as people, you know, doing their thing, and it's just beautiful to see. And like I said, I think Mikey would be proud of all of us, to be honest.
Yeah. One thing that I always kind of came back with is that Mikey's belief in all of us. Um, I think that we kind of owe it to his legacy to just look. We don't have to become the biggest content creators or whatever like that. That's not what I mean, but I do think that striving to just always do better, right? And to just work as a team and just have this rising tide lifting all boats kind of mentality. I think that that is the way in which we honor his legacy. And I do agree with Zod that it is nice to see everybody just continuing on with uh, whatever they feel that they need to contribute to you know, the community, or like to art, or to just whatever they have to give, right? I think that has been one of the long-standing things that has made this group here different, and it is things like us having this first annual meetup and actually getting to uh, meet each other in person and break bread and have a great time. Um, it is going to be up to us to keep this stuff rolling and to just keep making sure that we're doing uh, bigger and better things, because Mikey believed in us, bro. Like, he believed in every single one of us. And yeah, I just can't. No, I'm very grateful and hopeful about the opportunities to keep growing this thing, right? And to keep pushing forward. We're gonna be doing these meetups every year now. You know what I mean? And you know what? I just might as well say it now. But we were gonna move and do like the meetups in a different spot, especially next year. But I have been overruled. It has to be in LA again next year. Everybody had too good of a time, and it was like, yo, we all want to come back to LA. And so yeah, but we'll be meeting up again in
I 100%
LA
concur
next
with
year.
that.
Cali.
I 100% concur with that, brother. Good Lord. Man, just even like y'all got to come through, because even just the chill experiences of like the unplanned experiences where you were just chilling, and it's like we're not even about to say what are we gonna do next. We're just kind of like, oh, all right, we just did a lot, and we're just chilling, and all of a sudden, hey, how you guys doing? What you doing? What you up to? Blah blah. Blah. Who are you? Where we going? What we doing? I got a boat. I got a this. I got a that. Like, yo, what? Oh, okay. And this was like that. This has been like that every time I've come. So yeah, 100%. Annual
Right.
meetups reside here at the La Quinta.
He said here at the La Quinta. But but no, I am going to be looking forward to these things getting bigger and bigger. And we hope that more of you guys are able to make it next year because it was truly tremendous. And we would love to have everybody that has been rocking out this whole time. We would love for all you guys to be able to come through.
Yeah, you're hoping.
Hell yeah.
Right. Oh, well, we understand why Josh wasn't there, you know.
I was like, man, do I just gotta move to Cali or what?
Yes.
Josh had just pulled up for that Rebel Moon, John. I was like, hey, I get it, right?
At
Chris
this point,
Brown
Cali is
wanted to
being
come
second
too.
home.
Yeah, Chris Brown wanted to come too, and he was like, man, but the Rebel Moon thing, I was like, bro, I totally get it. Like,
Yeah.
the Rebel Moon event took precedent, 100%.
But hey, now that we got more planning, you know, we got Rebel Moon already a success. We definitely, you know, 2025 looking forward to more, you know, shenanigans from these, you know, these group of troublemakers.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Mikey's troublemakers. That's what we are.
Mikey Sutton's troublemakers. Yep.
Yo, one of the things that I kind of wanted to bring up too, and that's why I had switched the banner up, was about just, can we kind of speak to like how right this guy was, and even since he's passed, like this guy still has scoops that are coming true, like to this day. I always kind of knew that this was gonna happen, especially after he passed. I was like, man, it's just gonna be like so many things that are gonna come down the line, and that people are gonna have to eat some crow on. But yeah, like, can we just talk about this dude's track record, man, and like how many things that he was actually right about? And I'll just kind of toss this in the air, and whoever wants to take it can do so.
For me, most recently, obviously, what he talked about, comic accurate X-Men. And he dropped the scoop he gave a tease on one of your night shifts, Sky, and then officially dropped it on my channel when I interviewed him that Sabretooth, the OG, would be returning in Deadpool and Wolverine. So watching that film for me was just, I could not watch it without thinking of Mikey. I was like, there it is. There it is. Even when the trailer dropped,
There's your proof.
Yep.
I forgot he said that one.
I remember. Yeah, that was pretty big.
And I'm so grateful that we have these streams that are documented, you know, because there's going to be so much more. Of course, now we're hearing about Wesley Snipes' Blade, all of the shit coming out with Midnight Suns that are coming out. Like, we got to remember there was a strike that happened, you know, there was all kinds of delays and everything got pushed back, and, you know, things did change, but they did confirm that they originally wanted all the original X-Men to come in Deadpool and Wolverine. And then there was concept art with Ghost Rider and Ben Affleck's Daredevil and other people. So we have all those receipts thanks to him dropping all these bombs on various streams. So get ready for all you antis and betas, because the reckoning is coming.
I mean,
Josh, you're starting to sound more like just Josh every day. I just have to point that out.
Blame Mikey Sutton. Rogues Gallery, you know, troublemaker. He had all kinds of nicknames, but he did it with the best of intentions for all of us.
Leon, you want to kind of touch on that real quick? Oh, were you not done, Josh?
No, I was just gonna say I just can't wait. I can't wait for all those receipts to drop. because you know, Sky, I love the receipts.
No, Josh does love receipts, bro. He thrives on receipts. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Facts.
great about our resident Cordovon Speedster, because he is dropping Mikey was right every time. I mean, even with what was it, Ultron just being announced?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
saw that one earlier. Sorry, go ahead, Leon.
Oh no, y'all can go ahead and cook. You good. See, y'all already know y'all better at the receipts thing than me when it comes to Mikey. What I do know is that everything that, and not to bring up a negative, but F this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but
Mhm.
the son of a gun who tried to say Mikey was a liar, essentially. Everything that he said in that article came true. So that is always a highlight for me. We talked about that the other night and how pissed off that made everybody, you know, and galvanized us in ways. So even, especially during that time, we were very protective of Mikey, you know what I mean? And wanted to put up a wall between him and all the haters, because man, he had so many effing haters. But that particular one there really resonates with me because of other things. But that, yeah, I was always like, man, the fact that everything came true, you know, mm, Mikey was right. Mikey was right, as usual. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find that
Go for
article.
it.
I'll be back. Y'all do your thing.
No, all good. We actually have another special guest coming through, making their debut on the platform. All right, we got Michael in the building from the chat. What's going on, Michael? How are you feeling today,
Hey,
bro?
hey, Ski. I'm feeling good. I'm okay. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
There you lovely. Loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, good, 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 good. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's kind of it's been really hot in London over the last few weeks with the weather, but things are cooling down a bit, so I'm a lot more comfortable right now. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? Mikey Sutton was definitely a shining star. He was a really cool guy. He was really inspirational across the board. He never had a negative thing to say about anyone. So his death came as a major, major, major shock to me and probably all of us. It was not really something that we expected, even though we knew he'd been unwell for a while, but no one actually thought that it was going to lead to him, passing away. So it was a major blow to the movement. But no matter what happens, we're always going to remember him. He lives on forever in our memories, and we'll just continue trying to keep things going positively the way that he encouraged us to do all along, to not engage with the haters and just focus on being the best people we can be as far as supporting the movement is concerned, and just supporting each other as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if you seek his monument, look around you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's all of us working together,
Facts.
um, kind of being able to push these things forward, while keeping those blinders on what's really important. Um, yeah, it definitely was a blow, for sure. Uh, we all went through our own grieving processes. But just like Josh said earlier, I am less sad now and more kind of, filled with just joy and hopefulness. I know it might not sound like it, but it's been a crazy weekend, y'all. It's just my voice is half gone for real. But yeah, being able to celebrate this past weekend and to meet everybody, it was super dope. And yeah, I just kept thinking about Mikey the whole weekend. um we do have another special guest popping through. We got Sergeant Riggs from the Lethal Geeks, right? Castello's Way is in the building. What's going on, Castello's Way?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Absolutely.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How you
What's
doing,
up?
Costello?
Yes, sir.
Good. I saw you guys were doing a video here, so I figured I'd stop by and say hello and pay my respects.
Yo, we appreciate you coming through, man. Yeah, we just here talking Mikey's legacy and just this community that we've kind of built, and just celebrating his life, man.
Yeah, man, he changed a lot of our lives and gave us a lot of hope. When we needed it, in a moment that as a fandom, we were like just in the ground, and he was always ready to guys in good spirits, keep it going. Also a firm believer of the sell hashtag. So there are times that I kind of I miss him. And I've said this before, I never met him, never spoke with him. I never will have the opportunity, maybe later in heaven, who knows? Yeah, man, it's I can't believe it's been a year already, it just went so fast. So fast. It's crazy.
Right. Is there's a little bit of an echo coming through on your side, Michael?
Sorry about that.
No, all good. But yeah, dude, this year has gone by extremely quickly. I think that none of us kind of we didn't expect to be here, right? But being here and being here together, I think is what I'm most proud of, and why I'm as hopeful. Regardless of whatever, sale aside, just this community that we've built is what I'm most proud of. And being able to come together this past weekend, it really changed my perspective on things. Even though I have known these people, you don't really get to know them until you're sharing that energy. And it was just tremendous, and it was all, I believe, possible because of Mikey. All of us kind of coming into contact with one another. That's who really put this community together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. I wholeheartedly agree. I said that even recently, and it's not a slight against anyone. It's just true. He had such a different energy than anybody, before him, and kind of after too. Like, he just was a guy who, the charisma, the style was different, the class was different, everything was just different with Mikey. And every time he entered a situation, he just elevated that situation every time. And it wasn't just like, oh, we're looking for scoops, blah, 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 or whatever, because he could just come hang out and everything was just elevated. From his laugh, you can feel the energy emitting from the man, from wherever he was, through whatever your device you're on, to you. He was just everything. People in life, everybody has their signature. And am I still there? Because it sounded like I cut out a bit.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Awesome. Everybody in life has their signature. They have a signature, like the fingerprint, a literal signature, a signature look, signature voice. Mikey had it all. And every time Mikey entered a situation, it was like, it was Mikey time. You know what I'm saying? And You only know that if you knew Mikey, you experienced Mikey.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about. Like the man just was like he was just hot, man. He was on fire every time he was in a situation, bro. He was one of the few people where I could be doing something and I'm listening to YouTube and I can hear the man and I'm just like I'm paying attention. Everything feels great and everything feels like it's gonna be all right. You know, even when delivering bourbon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was dope because he used to keep it 1,000 with that bourbon shit. And I used to be like, yo, I feel it. At least he keeping it a buck, you know? And I had this little catchphrase where I was just like, what was it? It was like, is it champagne or bourbon? Like, are we celebrating or are we drowning our sorrows? Like, what are we getting? And we just put like little champagne bottles or bourbon bottles in the chat, like, or bourbon glass in the chat. Like, what's it going to be today? What's it going to be today? Bomb Squad, you know, Mikey Sutton, the main man of the Bomb Squad. Yeah, man, just Mikey was just different, man. Just a different cat. Just a different cat. So we all got to honor the legacy of him by just being different cats. You know what I mean? Just do you 100,000% of the most do you that you possibly can, and don't let anybody stand in your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to kind of because we were getting into Mikey's legacy and what we all kind of thought that was. So, I'll go around the horn, starting with Michael. Um, when you think about Mikey's legacy, like what are you thinking? And just how do you think that he's going to be remembered most overall?
Well, I think for me, I'm always going to remember Mikey as being this guy who was really, really full of life, full of enthusiasm. He had a deadpan delivery as far as his comedy was concerned. He would say stuff that was funny, but he was deadly serious when he was saying it. So as far as the legacy goes, I think for me personally, I can only speak for myself personally. He's always going to be remembered for who he was. Legacy wise, he had dreams that he followed through, like with his magazine online, even the comic book and the TV series that was going to literally come out from that, which I'm not sure what's actually happening with the whole Dreamwalker thing. But to me, it's just the fact that he was a real person. He was genuine. He was one of the real ones, basically. There was no artifice to the man. He said what he meant and meant what he said. When it came to the streaming, the scoops and everything, he scoops a lot more or less 100%. So that's an everlasting legacy that very, very few, if any other people will be able to live up to. That's just my humble opinion on him. And obviously to his family, he's always going to be missed by his family. I mean, we are technically his extended family, and we still talk about him up till now. Well, celebrating his life even as we speak. So ultimately, his legacy will always stand, no matter whoever comes out to try and be a detractor. They've never been able to say that any of his scoops did not come to pass. So that's his legacy right there, the fact that he was the ultimate scooper who basically delivered every single time without fail. And all of his haters basically have not been able to deliver anything that has any substance. So that's it, from my end. That's my personal feeling on the subject.
Yeah, and I really appreciate those words. What about you, Phil? Is those same kind of questions to you?
Yeah, no, I was just taking some notes to refresh my memory, because I wasn't expecting that question. But yeah, dude, like his scoops up to this day are still holding up. And there are things that are happening now that he scooped a while ago, and he's still like, Mikey was right.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how ahead of the game this man was. He followed what he believed. He wanted to do his comic. He did his comic. He also like being the troublemaker. When the Hollywood elites would tell him, "Hey, don't do this," he said, "Fuck it, no, I'm going to do this because I believe in it." So he did what was right. And I loved it when what Leon said was true. Like whenever like he would say, "Hey, it's bourbon time," we're like, "Oh shoot!" But in a way, I was always gonna enjoy it because the way he said things, even though it was bad news, he would make it like, "Okay, it's bad news, but we're gonna have fun with it." You know what I mean? So it was always that joy in him that at the end of the day, it wasn't bad news. It was just news. He just made it, more, I don't want to say entertained, but
More palatable.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
More palatable.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. There you go. So yeah, that I'm done. That's all I have to add.
Oh no, all good. And if you wanted to touch on anything that you had in your notes, because I didn't know that you were.
No, I already said.
Yeah,
I already said them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was just short and brief. That's all. But I appreciate the oh, well, one last thing also okay. When he was telling the storytelling, I'm gonna admit there were some stories that like,
time, right? Yeah.
I don't need to know that, but please don't say stuff like that. It was like, but again, I was like, okay, that's Mikey. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's story time. It's his moment. All right, whatever. But he did share some crazy stories that I have to admit I laughed my ass off. Some were like, but most of the time I'd laugh. I would laugh and enjoy myself. So
Same.
yeah, man. I miss those. I miss those storytellings. I gotta admit, I do miss those.
I cannot look at corn the same way again.
There are so many things he kind of warped for, but he did that as a way to boost, also to bring up the like count, and we're at 33 likes, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
That's what's
get
up.
that up to 50. You know what I'm saying? For the homie one time.
Word.
Y'all know Mikey didn't play about them likes, bro. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
No, that is absolutely true, though, Mama Bear. You are absolutely right. That he will do that for that specific reason.
As much as we knew they were going to be absolutely terrifying. It was like, a car crash on the highway you're driving past. Yeah, you had to pay attention. You had to check it out.
You just had to, right? Zod, can I kind of pose those questions to you as well about Mikey's legacy and how do you think that he's going to be remembered?
Well, for me, I feel like Mikey's legacy boils down to what you were saying earlier, which is essentially this community that he brought together, that he essentially glued together, and how we're all kind of, well, at least our group is on the same page as far as how we're feeling with regards to it, and what we and how we perceive Mikey, because we all have our own individual views on Mikey, because Mikey had unique,
absolutely,
and interesting relationships with every single one of us. He had stuff going on with each and every one of us that only we as individuals would know about. There were things that that everybody is not privy to, that you would only know if you had a relationship with Mikey. So and then it goes one step further for me with regards to the creative process. I am eternally grateful to Mikey for what he did with Dreamwalker and what he tried to do and what his aspirations were for that, even though he didn't live to see it fulfilled to its full potential, which is what he wanted to do. And I am doing my best with the One Punch Dan project to try and at least contribute to his legacy in some meaningful way. and it's personal for me because of all the private conversations that him and I used to have with regards to certain things, and creativity. So along with the legacy of what he's created and what he brought by bringing us all together in a meaningful way, his legacy is also, in my eyes, a very creative one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And real quick, GDI, we're pretty much going to be talking about Mikey for the remainder of this stream, but I am talking Rebel Moon tomorrow and the day after that. So, yeah, this is for this for the big homie, and yeah, that's just going to be what it is. But Zod is absolutely right about us each having these personal kind of relationships with Mikey. And that is what I think was also kind of dope because, yeah, like we all got these tidbits of information, and then sometimes multiple people would find stuff out from Mikey, and then it's like, oh my God, right? And then, it was just a crazy dynamic, and it kept everybody on their toes, but we also, we're all able to forge these incredible relationships with him, and that is how he became that glue, just like Zod was just talking about.
It's like you would only, like Sky, there's things that only you would know that he told you personally. Just like there's things that I would know that he told me personally that he didn't tell anybody else. He didn't share everything with everybody. That was the thing about Mikey. The things that he would share with people, with everyone, where, like you were saying, with just like little tidbits and things that he would throw out on streams or whatever. But there were things that this is how you knew that you were dealing with somebody genuine, somebody kind, somebody giving, somebody who truly was interested in you as an individual, because this was a guy that would tell you things personally to, that we're going to enhance your life in a way, whether it be creatively, whether it be something personal, whether it be something, just general that you would want to hear from a friend at the right time. Mikey was always there for that kind of thing. And that's why I say, when I look at him and I look at these relations, there's a reason why we're all glued together right now, because we know this because we knew him personally. We could genuinely call him a friend, or a brother, because he truly cared about each and every one of us, and that's something that cannot be overstated.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh, real quick, I got a little birdie here saying that if we get the likes up to 50, Mama Bear has a story time that she wants to share. You know what I'm saying? So
there's a couple fun stories from my childhood, and I will leave it up to the chat. If you guys get the likes to 50, it'll either be the Cheerio aliens or the indoor waterfall.
Oh God!
Hey,
I've already hit the like.
Smash that like, guys. Smash that like.
I'm here for it all, right?
Let's wrap this up the way Mikey would have.
I mean, especially I especially listening to Mama Bear tell it. I mean,
that's gonna be heavenly.
For sure. Josh, what about you, bro? Can you kind of speak to Mikey's legacy, and how do you feel that he's going to be remembered most?
First of all, shout out to Storytime, Mama Bear, keeping his legacy alive with Storytime. I freaking love it. We need those likes. Get those likes up. I mean, I was able to tell the man when I interviewed him that I love Storytime. I didn't care. I have a dark sense of humor.
If you're a true fan of Mikey, you always love Storytime.
Because it was always, people might have been like, oh, don't be saying that, but it was
authentic.
It was, yes. And there was also a weird way where he always brought it back full circle in a way, right? It wasn't just there for no reason. And I love that about Mikey. That's very Zack Snyder of Mikey Sutton. Like very Zack Snyder, because Zack loves to do that. And let's not downplay, okay, the fact that Mikey Sutton is a freaking legend, y'all. I don't know of any other
Facts.
scooper who had a co-head of DC Studios literally rattled and freaking out, throwing papers backstage, going at the man. I mean, legendary.
This is a true story, by the way. That really happened.
Legendary. A man. Can you imagine, y'all? Like Zack Snyder? Did you imagine Zack Snyder letting, Mikey dropped so many Zack Snyder bombs. Zack didn't say nothing. But you drop one little bitty bomb, and everyone at DC Studios loses their minds. Like, the man had influence, he had power, and the powers that be hated that. And we were over here eating good while they were over there freaking out. So I cherish those streams and those moments where he dropped those bombs, That is something that I think most people obviously tuned in for. But that was just the icing on the cake for me, right? Like, it was really hearing about his personal life, right, Mama Bear? Like, his little tidbits, like something that you're about to do for us is like, you get to know the person behind this amazing life, right? Because that's all it was. It was his life experience, or his friends, or the different people that he connected with. He was just telling these things to us. And for me, as somebody who, like Leon, comes from a behavioral, like psychological background, I started to learn about the man and deep down who he was over the years when I started, tuning into streams in 2020. And I felt, although he did not know about me until like 4 months before he passed, I felt like I knew so much about him. And by him spreading his love across all these different shows, Lords of the Long Box, Pandora's Box, which is still going. Thanks, shout out to the homie Necron, right? Shout out to Retro Nerd Girl. Of course, all of the shows that he did with Sil, all of the shows he did with Sky, Night Shift, which is still going strong. Shout out to Stino Bino, who is carrying the legacy on, right? Like that, when that got resurrected, Sky, my heart was full, like knowing that, and although GDI, I know you wanted to talk about Rebel Moon possibly, but I was watching a Night Shift where Mikey Sutton said Sophia Botella is the new genre star. Welcome to Night Shift. And so I just heard that earlier today, and I was like, there's your Rebel Moon right there. Because she is. She's a freaking star. Like, she is. And like Zod talked about, the fact that each and every one of us, like, have now, Sky, a fan, came out into the light, now doing content, pushing back against narratives, and doing the work of a true fan, right? Shout out to the homie Apex Leon. Hashtag more Leon. We got it. We hashtag more Leon, and we got it. And he's doing big stuff over there, unique conversations that need to happen, but very in-depth analytical conversations, which I truly respect, homie. So thank you for doing that. And I told you that, right? Shout out.
I appreciate you saying that.
Shout out to the Lethal Geeks podcast. This is something Mikey loves. He loves that you guys are now doing that, Zod, of course, everything that you and APAS had going, he loved that. And now, you're going to be resurrecting Zod Rider Show with a new co-host.
Yeah. He also very much enjoyed the show that he used to do with me and Robert Meyer Burnett, which was the Wednesday weekly late night party. We did that together. Right? Yeah. And he was always down for that. He was always excited for that. That was always one of those shows that, like, he always hated to miss it. One of my fondest memories of him was actually when he had to cancel because he sent me a message. He's like, I'm so sorry, Zod. I got a message from he was dealing with the producers of Dreamwalker. And he's like, I gotta go. I got a meeting at such and such, and I won't be able to make it. But he's like, I still want you and Rob to go on because we had plans to talk about this, and this. He was always so enthusiastic about everything that he did. And that's one of the things with Mikey, that no matter what, he always gave his all to everything. Whenever he was on a stream, it was because he wanted to be there.
Yep.
And it didn't matter if you were a channel with 25 subscribers or a channel with 2,000 or 3,000 or 25,000 subscribers. If he was on your stream, it was because he believed in you and he cared about what you had to say, and he was just very happy to be around you. And that's what I always loved about Mike. He was so genuine, and he never allowed any of the personal friction that may have existed between people during that time to get in the way of anything. If he believed in you and he liked you, he'd be there. He'd be there for you. He'd be on the stream. He'd support the stream. He'd pop up in the chat if he couldn't be there live. Mikey was just real, and he recognized real, and that's just another aspect of the amazing legacy that this man has left behind.
I had amazing. Sky on my channel, and I interviewed Sky about the cell movement. I had 6 subscribers, and then I was bringing it up during the stream, and I looked and I was like, "Oh shit, I have 12 subscribers." Sky was like, "Hey, 100% growth right there." And then by the end of it, I ended up having like 25, I think, by the end of the stream. And then Mikey hit me up during that stream and wanted to come on my nobody 25 subscriber YouTube channel. And after he was on, shot up to like 50. And now I'm like at 120 or something. Not that I'm ever trying to be a YouTuber, but that just shows you the power and the influence of the man, right? And I was so happy to have been able to sit down with him and have a conversation with him. And, and like Mama Bear doing all these streams, you had a YouTube channel and you're still going strong, and you continue to do stuff with Retro, and you're doing stuff with Brucifer.
No kidding. I just hit 602 likes last night.
Nice.
Nice. Congrats.
I'm just showing you, basically, we are all the legacy, and you got to do more. You got to do more content. No, not trying to single you out over here.
Soon. I am working hard on getting this place reorganized, and I've got work that's getting done on the place. So soon I am itching to get back at this. Sky, do me a favor, go back up to Chris's comment about his wife walking in on story time.
The boil.
Reminded me of a different yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember Mikey was doing a story time, and I think it was the infamous corn one. And we had Nick in the chat listening in. His father was in the other room. Nick did not have headphones on.
Yeah, and then his dad heard him. Yeah, his dad heard the shit. Yeah. Dude. And then his dad heard us talking about him.
Yes.
Hilarious.
But that's so Mikey, right? Like that's what made him unique, is he wanted to laugh with us and gross us out at the same time. But then by the end of the stream, we were gonna be, filled with either, even if it was bourbon, like you were talking about, Leon, we're at least getting the truth, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
But when we got champagne, hey.
That was a secret weapon, though. It was like he made all that shit sound fun. So it was like, oh man, because he was gonna have a good time.
He always had these legendary people in his stories, and he was talking about them like they were just the average person.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was just remarkable.
That's just the genuineness of
Oh,
him.
I was just hanging out with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, whatever.
You know, you reminded me of something. Me and Mikey had a conversation backstage, and this happened a couple of times, and even on Facebook. But I know Scott was there, but I don't know if you remember because we were talking late, and I remember I told him this is like early on. I was like, man, I don't want to be off-putting to people, and I kind of said something of that nature. And he told me, man, he said, just be you, man. Fuck it, just do whatever you do. And we were talking about like being who we are, because the storytelling stuff makes me think of that, the story time, right? And kind of brushing people the wrong way, and because whenever I'm anywhere in life, at times, or I used to be this way, I should say, I would kind of like not really want my personality to Mikey was like, fuck all that. Just do you. If you cool, you cool. If you rub somebody the wrong way, it just happens sometimes. And I was just like, man, here's a dude who I don't know, man. It was something about him. He would inspire you to be you. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And don't dim your light. So I always appreciate that. I just wanted to say that. You just reminded me of that. Talking about story time. The cavalier not giving a shit attitude,
And I really like shout out to everyone because he did take up for his friends, right? Shout out to Mama Bear and the good Austin and everyone in this community, but you two, and also Mikey Sutton when I was getting dogpiled on for loving the Flash and being unapologetic about my love for that movie. I think it's very interesting that the Flash has been also trending most of the day now that the news of the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that has come to light, that all of that grooming allegation and everything was all basically fabricated, essentially retracted it.
Oh, yeah.
And we knew back then, like shout out to the homie
Mhm.
Bat Dan who championed the truth and
Yep.
tackled Issa Gay for spreading lies, right? Shout out to homie. He sent me a picture of him flipping off Issa Gay at the Warner Brothers studio tour. So I cannot wait for him to share more about his experience. But Mikey took up for me. And that just shows you that you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you, Mama Bear, you, Austin, good Austin, and everybody who came to my aid. I didn't ask for it, but y'all just did. And I really appreciate that because that showed Mikey's influence that you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. And the one last thing, I've been going kind of long, but I'll wrap it up by saying I'm very, a little sad that, because the last thing I remember Mikey telling me when I interviewed him was, or no, I'm sorry. Yes. I think it was after actually the Vultures 5 stream when I gave him those shout outs that I was talking about earlier in the stream about saying hi to Mikey Sutton, the stars. He said that for me doing that for him out of the kindness of my heart, that he would come on my channel and reveal to me the backstory, the powers, and the name of my character in Dreamwalker. And of course, that will not happen now. However, it will. I cannot wait to when one day I am reunited with Mikey Sutton and we get to have that conversation about Dreamwalker. And I can't wait, Mikey, to talk Dreamwalker with you and all your plans um, because you're a legend and we all know your influence and we will not let the world forget about how legendary you were and are still to this day for all of us. We are going to carry on for you, sir. And
Sure.
truly miss.
Sure.
Truly miss.
Man, I want to thank you for that, Josh. For your thoughts and your perspective. You really brought up a lot of memories for me, bro. And it really kind of took me back to a lot of those late night conversations. And just getting to know the real Mikey on a deeper level. And I feel truly grateful to have known that man the way that I did. Mama Bear, It's on you. Um, when you think Mikey's legacy, what do you think? And also, what do you think that he'll be mostly remembered for?
First and foremost, the friends he left behind, the handful of misfits that he gathered together and called his own, put into his book, and just became part of his family, his extended family. That first and foremost, that's his legacy, and we will never let the world forget him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know I touched on it earlier. I have to highlight story time though. We all loved it. We dreaded it, and I am 100% down for keeping that kind of thing going. In fact, I know we all have stories that are fun and cringy, and I know me and my sisters, we got up to a whole lot of mischief when we were kids, because different time, different world. And again, if we get 50 likes, I'll tell one of those stories. Just because that's what
I'm still waiting to tell mine after ZSJL gets sold.
Absolutely.
Because I definitely still got one.
One of my favorites will always be him popping in with some sort of innocent or oops just to make Sky break. And that little bugger, he got me one last time. Months before it happened, I had sent out a friend request to Mikey on my other Facebook account, which Zod and a few here actually do know about, because I have one specifically for all of this. And I completely forgot about it because he had full friend requests or something like that. And then I walked away from the Facebook for a while. A few months after he passed, I logged back in to, sign up with a few friend groups and try to get it going back up. And what did I see right up there? Friend request accepted, Mikey Sutton. Little bugger got me one last time. Causing mischief right to the end. That will always be his legacy for me. The stories, the fun, the do what you need to, because the world is a way too serious place sometimes. You gotta look out for your friends.
Yeah.
We will always do that. We will do that in his memory. Hello, Bishop.
Said everybody calm down. The bishop's here, right? But,
calm down.
Yes,
Just
he is.
calm down. The bishop is here.
You can go ahead and finish though, Mama Bear.
Honestly, I think I was just about done with that train of thought. And ADHD, it's a wonderful thing, but I get distracted easily sometimes too.
I know the feeling.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
What
absolutely.
wonderful dreamlike thought, and ooh, hey, crowns.
Right. And thank you for that, Mama Bear. And thank you for being here and being a part of this community, and for doing everything that you do for all of us. Right.
You're sweet.
Thank you. And we're actually about to have some multiversal action going on right now, because we got Taladia Plays with the £5 super chat saying Mikeyverse forever. Mikey Dream will live on with us. And then we have Taladia Plays actually joining the panel at the same time. So what's going on, Taladia? I will ask you those same two questions. What are your thoughts when it comes to Mikey's legacy? And also, what do you think that he'll be mostly remembered for?
So Mikey's legacy, like the way I see it, is that he left a stamp on different things. For example, the Spidergate stuff, right? I'll never forget that, right? And not only that, what was the second question again? Sorry.
How do you think that
Um,
he'll be mostly remembered?
Okay, so I think when he mostly remembered for is the fact his friendship with all of us, and the fact that he believed in every single one of us to 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 not only to network and whatnot, but to also become a unit as one, right? And to, if you know what I mean, like how to explain it? So for example, when you remember when you guys told me that I was in Dreamwalker and whatnot, I think Sky, you remember? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like thinking, wait, I wasn't expecting that, and the thing I'm grateful for was the fact that he gave each and every one of us time to have him on the show or whatnot, and he told the story. For example, when I had him on my channel, he actually told me the story about how he met Kate Valdez, which I found very interesting and very intriguing, and the fact that it shows that he believed in every one of us. And I think that's what his legacy will be: believing in people.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that perspective, bro. And I'm glad that you were able to come add that. And um as that as well, we got somebody else popping up on here. We got the bishop in the building. What's going on, Bishop? Oh wait, yeah.
There's the bishop. Yes.
Hey, Bishop.
My
What's good,
buddy.
everybody?
Hey,
What's good,
Hey, what's up?
everybody?
What's
All right,
up,
it's good to see
Bishop?
everyone. Chilling, y'all. Listen, I'm sorry I'm late to the stream, but I came in and it sounds somber, but y'all got to remember, Mikey was full of life. Mikey was full of
Yeah.
laughter and fun, and it's sad that he's gone, but we know where he is. We know where he is. So I just come to give a little encouragement to everybody, and just Mikeyverse forever, man. We are all part, as I said. All right, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Yo, we really appreciate
Uh-oh.
you coming to Bishop.
Am I?
Yeah. You were kind of choppy for a split second, but I think that we got the most of it. I want to ask you these two questions. What do you like when you think of Mikey's legacy? What do you think? And also, what do you think that he'll be mostly remembered for?
Well, in my opinion, he'll be just at the love that he had for what he did. You know, it's the love that he had for scooping and for Dreamwalker. You know, the excitement that he had for the live action and the things that were going to happen. It'll live on. It'll live on. It was too strong not to. So I'm just honored that he included me in it. You know, that was one of the most exciting things. You know, I hope you guys heard
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, we
Yes,
heard
yes,
you.
yes.
It was a little bit
Preach,
choppy.
Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right, man. Nah, it's been a great day of like celebration and just having these conversations and remembering is the big homie Leon. I want to kind of ask you those same questions, right? Like when you think of Mikey's legacy, what do you think? And also, um, what do you think that he'll be mostly remembered for?
Well, in short, we are his legacy. It's
Yeah.
us.
Mm.
It's everything he said that we are and what we can be. And we're doing it right now with everything we do.
Yeah.
When we do the podcast, when we stream, when we get together and we have our adventures, we exchange stories, we exchange our lives, we grow closer organically, we show love, we donate to charities such as AFSP, we help each other out when needed, call one another, text one another. I think that's his legacy, you know. A part of it, I should say, is us and what we do with the time that we have in this existence. So that's part of it. The other part of it is just looking back at his creativity and looking at his work and what he was able to accomplish. That's a great legacy. Being one of the ultimate scoopers, uh, if not like, at least in this era, the ultimate, right? I can't really name anybody
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not bought and
I can't
paid
either.
for.
I
You know what I
can't
mean?
either. It's just he was
Right.
just on top of his
Yeah.
game.
Because anybody we can name, they
His
probably
scoops are still coming.
exactly. His scoops are still coming to fruition, and anybody that we can possibly name, they probably have a studio or some sort of production connection that's a part of legacy media, mainstream media. That's not knocking them per se. It's just to say that I'm gonna take a guy who was the man in the independent spaces before I'll take a guy who's got company backing, right? Like, because
Mm.
I'm like, how's he
Yeah.
doing this, And then when you find out how he did what he was doing, as he so graciously shared with a few, it was incredible. It was like, you clever girl, you clever gal, as homeboy said in Jurassic Park, right? Clever guy. He was he was the ultimate when it came to taking something and making it grow. He took earth that people didn't think was fertile. Because the scoop game is just it's oversaturated with people who claim to be that guy or that gal, and all they got to do is just make a fake ass account with a little avatar, right, and be like, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows his aunt, who knows his niece, who has information, and wink, wink, and all this shit that we can, all of us right now can pretend like we're scoopers right now because we've seen the playbook, right? And just pretend like we know somebody who knows somebody and release some fake ass information, but preface it with I've heard, or you know, so that when it doesn't come true, it's like, oh, well, the information changed. It's not how Mikey worked. Mikey was like, this is what it is, and the only thing that people were trying to say that he got quote unquote wrong was like the exact details in which they came to be sometimes, and it was just like you can change a couple of words in a sentence and the sentence is going to still be the same. You guys are playing semantics. They knew he was the number one guy. He was the goat at what he did. And even outside of that, all the connections he had with different individuals and like in the industry, as far as just him knowing them via his networking and all like pretty much innovative networking capabilities that he had. The dude was a savant in that. So that's a big part of his legacy. And I think like I don't know. I would love to do something in regards to Dreamwalker and making it bigger if I could. Maybe that's something we can all brainstorm. I don't know, but that's something that I wouldn't want to fall to the wayside or to be minimized because that thing was hot and outside of like what it meant for us, just for him, just watching everything happen as just a fan of what was taking place. You know what I mean? Like w- it was just being a fan and watching everything come to fruition, even if I didn't have a say in it or a stake in it or a character that was inspired in it. I was just kind of looking back at it because I wasn't always a part of the, a part of Dreamwalker. He just made me a part of it just because he thought I was cool. And that's the type of guy Mikey was. He was just like, I'm gonna make you a character, and then he talked about it on a stream, and then he's like, I'm gonna use that word, that phrase, the syndicate network, and that's gonna be a group in the book. Like that was dope. So yeah, I think another part of his legacy, the third thing I'll say, before I answer the other question, is that the third part is like everybody be innovative. That's another part of his legacy. Be innovative. Take something from nothing and make it bigger than life. 'Cause that's what Mikey always did. That's Mikey's legacy. What was the second question? Or did I already answer it? I think I probably already answered it, huh?
How do you think he'll mostly be remembered?
Oh, by pretty much everything I just said. Like Mikey is an unforgettable guy. He just is. His laugh, his stories, everything he did. What stuck for me about Mikey was how much he inspired me. And the funny thing is, when I look back, I feel kind of stupid because I'm like, damn, I was kind of being a spectator a lot of times. Like I would do a lot of guest spots, but I was so caught up in like being the spectator that it was like, do I really need to get on and do anything? They're doing a great job. Mikey's killing shit, Sky's killing shit, like, and I'll just be the guest. It's all good. Like I'll just come through, do the cool table thing, and chill with the homies, and just be the guy in real life. When there's an event, we all just come together. And Mikey, when you got a guy who is as dope as Mikey and as innovative as Mikey, it'll kind of make you step back and go, I mean, he's already doing it. He's doing the thing that I think I can do. Like it's all good. Like you got it, brother. And Mikey's like, no, 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 no. You can have it too. You know. So I think I'll always remember him for just trying to put the battery in everybody's back to be the best that they can be. And I think we gotta honor that. And I think this past weekend we definitely did. We definitely honored that because I think Scott was saying it earlier in the stream. It's like we ain't gotta be out here. We ain't gotta be Mr. Beast. ain't nobody, ain't nobody got time for that. If you do, if you have it in you, go for it. You know what I mean? If you organically have it in you, don't sell your soul. Don't let some corporation scoop your shit unless you're into that sort of thing. But do what you do, and I'm certainly not aiming for Mr. Beast. I know Sky doesn't give a crap about that, but just be the best you can be in the areas of life that you are in, and you'll forge a legacy all your own. That's gonna be beautiful. And I think that's that I'm gonna remember him by is that's what he wanted us to do. You know. Rest in peace to Mikey Sutton.
Rest in peace, indeed.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace for sure.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I think
Mikeyverse
that
forever.
when I think about Mikey's legacy, man, I think it unfolds in a couple ways. One, obviously, his legacy as like not even just a scooper, but what he did in music and just on the internet in general. You could write a book about all that stuff, man. Almost separately, right? Like it's almost like this dude lived like several different lives in just different avenues, and he pretty much dominated in whatever field that he was in at that time. And his impact will never be forgotten. And I think that in that way, his legacy is untouchable, right? Mm. But I also feel that in a lot of ways, his legacy is all of us and these things and just this passion that he left behind with this community, right? I think that you know, since we've started this thing and since it's been cultivated, there's been several moments that have just shown me that this thing is it's deeper than scoops, it's deeper than sale, it's deeper than all that stuff. You know, when I've met some of you guys in person, uh it's really changed. And Leon and I have had several conversations on this topic, but once we started meeting you guys, it really just changed everything. And um, we're able to see and talk about like just how much uh, Mikey impacted all of us. So um, his impact, right, was also part of my second thing, but just staying on the legacy thing, I do think it is up to all of us and the people that he believed in to continue to strive for greatness, and not only while striving for greatness to also um, do it in a way in which we are able to be comfortable with who we are at night and not uh, give in to certain um, energies and just taking the shortcut, right? That was something that he didn't really believe in at all, right? But the legacy thing for me is very personal because, as all you guys know, Mikey believed in me is to such a level, man. For him to be leveraging so many of his future projects and endeavors on myself and our relationship. It was like, you know, y'all would be seeing my reactions live, and those were genuine because it was tripping me out like how much this guy really was like, yo, I'm all in on you. And um yeah, it was just a very, very special feeling. And not like, yo, Mikey could still be here and that shit could have never came to fruition, and I still like, it's not about whether or not it happened, it's just that belief. Like it that belief changed me, you know. And um yeah, I don't know how else to kind of sum it up. But that does kind of lean into my next point, is that one of the things that I think that he'll be mostly remembered for was just his impact. Like, Mikey Sutton is one of the most impactful human beings that I've ever had the honor of knowing. Um, if you add it all up, you tally up the scores. I don't know who's messing with that dude when it comes to just impact. because this guy was so impactful in all these different avenues, right? I was talking earlier about the music world, right? And then with this film stuff and the scoops, and then with Dreamwalker, and he's writing books and he's changing people's lives and he's trying to take everybody, like, it's just it's truly special to be around somebody like that at all. And it's just, that's the word that I keep coming back to, is impact, when I think about how he's going to be remembered, because you could ask 50 different people and get 50 different stories about why Mikey meant the world to them, right? And a lot of people, you know, we would be lucky to have a fraction of that kind of impact on one or two people's lives. And when you kind of extrapolate that over everybody that Mikey actually touched and made feel that, it's truly mind-blowing. So I'm just grateful for all of you guys sharing your stories. We are going to start wrapping up. I'm going to go around and get everybody's final thoughts. I'm going to kind of jump around this panel some, because we had people all out of order and stuff. But I'll start with you, Michael. What are your final thoughts, bro, as we kind of close this out, man? And thank you for joining the panel first and foremost, and for sharing your thoughts, bro. So what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, for me, my final thoughts is that Michael Sutton, like I said earlier, was a major inspiration. I mean, how he inspired me is I actually write as well. And it was the fact that he really went ahead, had a story he'd been working on, wrote it, and actually started getting it published. For me, that's a major inspiration, because it just shows that he could do it. Once you put your mind to doing something, you can do it. You just have to stick at what you're trying to do and get it done. Stop making excuses, just get it done. So that will always be one of the major inspirations. The fact that he was like a really funny guy to listen to, but you still got an element of seriousness, that you knew that he wasn't playing around. As much as he joked, he played as hard as he worked. So there's nothing wrong with having fun. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion, but you've got to have like an ultimate direction you're traveling towards, and that direction has got to be success. You can't look to the left or to the right. You just have to be true to yourself. So Mikey was true to himself 100%, and that's really encouraged me to be as equally focused on whatever it is that I want to do as well moving forward. So that's my final word. Mikey Sutton can never be replaced, but as has been mentioned earlier in the chat, we're all part of his legacy. We've been drawn together as an extended family. We have fun, like engaging with each other on the streams. I've made a lot of new friends. I mean, I look at all of you as being my extended family as well, because even though we're not in the same geographical location, apart from Taladia, who I think is UK based as well, it's like one big happy family. And for me, because of the time difference, sometimes I find myself watching the streams well into the early morning, and I'm like, damn, I need to get some sleep before work. But it's that feeling that you're part of something bigger than yourself, and you just feel comfortable. I can't think of any other streams that I'd want to be on apart from yours, the Lethal Geeks, any other stream that I've actually joined at any point. Zod Writer, most definitely. It's just a big inspiration, and we've all been touched. I remember the fact that Zod was working on a book, and Mikey was like a major source of like information, and Mikey's departure actually put the book on hold. I really felt for Zod, because like Zod to me is a genuine brother. He's a guy that really believes in what he does. He has strong passion, and I just wish that he would have been able to get the book out. I don't know what plans he has for the future, but that's the way that Mikey affected all of us. He got all of us to feel like we could get something done, and it would be done. So before I eat up all the time, I'll just say that Mikey will never be forgotten by me, and I suspect mostly by all of you as well. None of us are going to forget him. As long as we remember him, his memory is always going to be part of our lives. And that's where I'm going to draw a line. I'm not going to say anything else.
Hey, I just appreciate you being here, bro, and sharing your opinion. And
That was cool.
yeah, and thanks for hanging out and all that stuff as well, bro. Even if it do be late for you, you know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate that, right?
Thank you.
We got wait, what the hell?
Austin just joined.
Okay, now Austin's on the panel now.
Hey,
Yo,
Austin,
yo, yo, yo,
Austin, the
yo.
good Austin's in the building.
The Flash.
what's up, Barry? What's up, Barry
What's
Allen?
good? How we doing, everybody? I'm in here to add a little something. Of course, it's too large. Great. I gotta love that. Gotta love StreamYard. Trying to do something on my phone here. And now I'm gonna have to redo it, but it's all good. I made a little tribute for Mikey, a little video with all the videos I took over the weekend. What a great weekend. I don't mean to say this in this way, but it sucks that all y'all couldn't be there. It sucks for you guys because we had a fucking bomb time. We had a bomb time. It looked like it. Not gonna lie. But as we said, as Sky stated earlier, it's definitely gonna be an annual thing. So next August, you guys know where you got to be. And we'll try to do something cool again. I don't know if we'll do Six Flags again. I don't know if we're all going to be down for that again. We had some scaredy cats in our group, but no, we had a really good time. It was fun too because I mean, I had Superman and Batman with me and Deadshot all day. So every time we saw something, we're like, "Oh, we gotta take a picture in front of that. Oh, we gotta take a picture in front of that." It just felt like we were at home. Like what's that? Oh, we gotta take a picture in front of that.
Damn, what happened?
What was that? Was that me or somebody else?
No,
Was that me or somebody else?
No, that was you, Austin. That was you, Austin.
I just heard an echo of myself,
Wait,
but no,
yeah, there's an echo going. There's an echo going. Somebody got to call me.
Somebody's got to mute themselves.
I just put everybody on mute real quick.
Oh, this is great. Oh, let me turn my cam on. Y'all can see me. What's good? We chilling by the pool, y'all. We chilling by the pool. So everyone's muted. Perfect. This is a great live stream moment for everybody. We had a great weekend this weekend, and the whole time we were hanging out with everybody, I just kept looking around and kept just trying to take it in. I'm like, man, this is really real. I'm with my guys. I can look around. I kept telling Leon yesterday, I'm like, yo, sorry if you think I'm a little handsy. I'm just gonna keep touching you, bro, because you're real. You're right here. I could keep touching you, and I could do whatever I want. I don't have to look through my phone. He's like, yeah, he just laughed just like that. But no, it's an amazing thing and to think about. We got the cool table started before any of us were in Dreamwalker or anything like that. So being there and just having like another moment with Mikey and to be a part of Dreamwalker, to be a part of like his company, it was amazing because it validated what Sky did with us. He's like, yo, you guys are the perfect 4 guys to be in a group together. We're all very different. And like as I was walking around with these guys, I just kept like reveling in that moment. Like we're dudes from all across the country, all different walks of life, different paths in life, but we're all just having a good time together, and we can all just come together and enjoy each other's company and be real people. And then on top of that, raise money for charity and make people have a place to go to talk about their favorite movies and not feel ridiculed and not feel like they are a nerd or anything like that. Like this is all stemming from something that Mikey wanted to foster too. So the fact that we're still doing it that carries on his legacy for me. Because we were supposed to start a huge media company together. me and Mikey. Obviously, the syndicate was a very, very, polar movement in that as well. So I haven't stopped working towards that goal that me and Mikey had, and I think about it all the time and putting it together, piecing it together. So, his legacy is like it's an everyday thing. You might not think about him every day, or you might not talk about him every day, but he's always there. His impact is always there. And like Leon said it when we were walking into like the Fortress of Solitude in Six Flags, and we all kind of just like finished it. He's like, if you seek his monument, and we're all just like, look around you, because it's here. And look around you, like look at this panel right now of all the people that have come together for Mikey again. So it's just a cool thing, cool table. It all goes together. It's all synergistic. The coincidence is the thread that pulls through life, as he said. I probably botched that, Mama Bear, but you know what I mean. It's just it's one of those moments that it's just like you sit down there and you can't be more grateful for where you're at. And I'm trying to give that energy to everybody, because I'm so thankful for everything that we have built and are as a community, and to go out and like, yo, everywhere in Cali, sweet shirt, dude. I'm like, oh, nice. Let me tell you about this charity that we do. Do you know about how Zack Snyder fans raised over $1 million for suicide prevention? Like, it's just one of those things. And the shirt that I'm wearing right now, that's a Noel Leon Flores shirt right there. Right there. So talk about coincidence. I saved this shirt for the last day. So it is a moment to recognize the great Mikey Sutton and to pay tribute to him, and to recognize each other as well, because that's something that he would have done. He would have been like, Sky, I got you coming up in issue whatever. Leon's making an appearance in the next issue. Mama Bear's gonna be right there. Like he would throw this whole panel together in a thread of what we're going to do in Mikeyverse. So we're gonna keep that going, and Zod has in a way keeping it going with creating characters for all of us as well, and in just ways that help each other, because we might not be able to have the comic books and all that, but fundamentally what Mikey did was he helped all of us. So that's what you got to do if you want to carry on his legacy. You just got to keep helping the people around you and keep making them better, because then, as he always said, a rising tide lifts all ships. So we keep that, fundamentally to what you're doing on the internet and your daily life, and just good things will happen. Good things will come from that. So that's my message. The good Austin: be good, do good. Good things will happen. And I just got to say thanks for letting me come on here at the end. I wanted to be on earlier. I was going through Laguna Beach and getting my last bit of Cali in before I left the West Coast. So had to give a tribute to Mikey today. Had to say thanks to everybody who's here and showing love and showing tributes. I told Bat Dan and Floyd, you can look every single Cartoons and Serial stream from his passing until now and into the future. You can look under the description. Mikey Sutton's GoFundMe is there, and every single Cartoons and Serial stream. So every time we're raising awareness for suicide prevention, we're also saying, hey, we still love Mikey, and if you want to donate to his memory, boom, it's right there. So if you ever want to know where that link is and you're looking for it and you want to give something to Mikey Sutton's family, it's still open. The GoFundMe is still there. You can still donate. It's on every single Cartoons and Serial stream. I've never stopped putting that on. I click it every time. I copy and paste the link. I make sure it's the actual link that you can go to. And I do it every Friday night. I go to that GoFundMe. So it'd be nice to see that number go up a little bit on that GoFundMe, because it has stayed there a little bit. But it's still open. We can all donate. So feel free to. Please. And thank you guys for being here. Really.
Hey, I appreciate you for pulling up, and
of course,
just for pulling up the whole weekend, bro.
Oh man, it was my pleasure, bro. I mean, if only we can get an inside look to how good it was. Like literally, it felt like family. It felt like, oh, we're coming over. Oh, there's Mama Sky. Like, what's good, Mama Sky? Literally hugged her. I said, thank you for bringing your son into the world. And she was like, oh my God, thank you. I'm like, I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. Yeah, it was great, man. Thank you for having us, Sky, and being so hospitable. It was a really good time. So y'all know what you're missing out on. Y'all know you got to be here next year. So every single one of us could have a Corona together, or whatever your drink of choice is, on the beach, chill out, walk down to the water and take some pictures. Like, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
That's facts. 100%. Great meeting you, Austin. And tell your lady, great meeting her too, man. She was dope. She was definitely dope.
She's a trooper.
You see her?
For sure.
For sure.
She says what up and she says thanks. She loved playing with you guys yesterday, and I told her what you said earlier. I got a real one, y'all. I got a real one, and they met her. So thank you, everybody. And I'm gonna stick around. So I'm chilling. Let the next person get up here and talk. I've said my piece. I love y'all.
Much love, homie.
Much love, bro. For sure. And what's gonna be moving on to the homie Bishop? You want to go ahead and get your final thoughts, bro? As we're kind of closing this thing on down. Everybody, calm down.
All right.
The
Bishop is here.
My partner.
That's right. You guys hear me good?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a reason why at the beginning of every one of my videos, I salute Mikey and the Mikeyverse, and I talk about Dream because I truly believe that his legacy needs to be seen, because the creativity and ideas that he had needs to be seen. The one needs to see that it should just fall into obscurity. Like I said before, I was very honored when he surprised me on the screen and told me that I was going to be a character and I was going to be a mutant, and I was going to be similar to the Hulk. And the madder I get, the stronger I get, which is true in real life. Because y'all know I'm the first man from Themyscira, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm just proud to have known him and to have been a part of his legacy and to see it grow, and to see that he does have an impact. He does make a very strong impact on people. And I've seen how he would be on L Boogie's live stream, then he'll be on Sky's live stream, and then he'll be and he'll be on Zod's, and he would have different aspects of the competition, but there would be a common thread of excitement, and that it was infectious, and that's why I believe what my buddy Zod is doing, is sort of kind of that kind of inspiration. It's basically inspired from Mike, and his enthusiasm and his sense of wanting to have inclusion of the people that he came to love. Because I truly believe he loved all of us, because every time he would talk about us or be in contact with us, he would really, you could feel his genuineness, So I salute him, and I'm thankful for all of it. And we just have to keep it going on. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep his legacy alive and keep the spirit of his legacy alive. And we can't get bogged down with other people trying to infiltrate and trying to spin narratives or whatever. That's not important. We just have to focus and stay focused on the goal, and that's to give good entertainment, to get these movies over there to Netflix, to expand a universe that he would be proud to have been a part of. Because, and you know, I'm telling you guys, One Punch Dan, it's the move. But I thank Mikey and I thank you guys as well for, you know, allowing me to be a part of this wonderful community, you know. And I'm gonna say it. Shouts out to the cool tape.
Shout out to the crew
I love
table.
every one of you guys, man. I do. I truly, truly love. You know, I agree with you, Leon. Back about, you know, you the kind of lyric of, you little and you know you will, you know, the words are
Bishop, you kind of breaking up a bit.
but coming out my line in One Punch Man is, I'm not that doctor, I'm the bishop. That's who I am. Y'all can be guaranteed to know. When I tell you I love you, it's for real. And it's an agape love, a God love. Okay? So you can never doubt that with me. And I thank you guys for being good. And Mikeyverse forever.
It's definitely Mikeyverse forever, yo. And we appreciate you coming through, Bishop, and sharing your thoughts, man. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk to you. For sure, for sure. Always got great energy and bringing those vibes. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Absolutely, Bishop. Thank you, man. For sure.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Y'all want to get the final thoughts from Taladia Plays. What's your final thoughts as we kind of close out?
So I think my final thoughts is that Mikey has inspired me and inspired a lot of other people in terms of what to do and to be the best version of yourself, right? And also what I've learned from Mike is a lot of things, like for example, the scooping game and stuff. I started learning so much from him, and I'll never forget what he taught me. The most valuable thing is to have multiple sources. So I will never forget that. And I also believe that to have friends and to make friends and to always stick with your friends, no matter what, what the situation is, just always be friends and to be positive and never negative. Because if you have negative impact in life, you'll always have problems. So I've always believed in that, and I'm always positive about things. So I appreciate you, firstly, Skywalker, as well, for having me on. I just wanted to obviously pay my respects to Mikey because he meant a lot to me over for a lot of things that he did for me. So I wanted to do this.
Yo, I appreciate you, Taladia. Because like y'all over there in the UK, you guys being on that different time zone, it's a bit of a different kind of commitment for you guys.
Yeah.
It actually be in the live streams. And yeah, I just want to thank you for rocking out like he was.
No problem.
Right?
No problem.
He shouts out to HMDS, you know what I'm saying? Hold my dual shock. I'm pretty sure that they had that catch up Monday. Go please check that out because I know it was amazing, and I'm about to be replay crew over there as soon as this stream ends. You dig? But moving on to Sergeant Riggs, yo. What's your final thoughts as we kind of close this down, bro? What's on your mind, Brody?
This is Mikey's legacy. All of us together, remembering him, keeping the fight, keep doing our thing, following our dreams. So let's just keep doing what we're doing and remember him. And we at the Lethal Geeks podcast, we're going to keep remembering Mikey Sutton every time we go live. So that's not going to change at all. Mikeyverse forever, guys.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you coming through, Phil. and for representing one half of the Lethal Geeks. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Moving on to the homie Josh, bro. What's your final thoughts as we kind of close this down? Josh's screen keeps freezing on him smiling, right? Like that has happened like 3 or 4 times, right? It keeps freezing at like the craziest spots. Can you hear us, Josh?
I can hear you. Can you hear
All
me?
right, cool. Yes. So, what's your final thoughts, Brody?
Well, there's a reason why I'm smiling. I talked earlier about, I kind of alluded to the fact that, my Facebook got disabled. And it hurts. It really does hurt me as somebody who really is big on nostalgia, memories, life experiences. I love looking back on that. When Mikey passed, I would look at those receipts, guy. I would. I had all the receipts, and like Zod talked about, there is stuff that we talked about that is just for me and him, right? Unfortunately, with my Facebook now permanently disabled, all that's gone. But instead of being sad, this panel, I'm eternally grateful to you, Sky. This has now filled my heart with happiness compared to the sadness I was feeling earlier today, thinking about all those memories being gone. It's outside. It's more than just me, right? It's more than just me and Mikey. I love hearing about how he's touched each and every one of y'all. Michael, like hearing your beautiful, what you said, like just beautifully, you summed it up. We are family. We're connected because of him. And this diverse group that Austin was talking about is just, it's amazing. It's amazing to me. That's why I've been smiling, just listening to y'all and realizing, those memories will be in my mind somewhere, deep buried in there. But this is what matters most. All of us here, like Leon said, this is his monument. We will not let him be forgotten ever, especially when you think about the co-head of DC Studios, and I cannot look at KFC the same ever again. And that's because of Mikey fucking Sutton.
Facts.
So shout out to the legend. KFCU. Shout out to Mikey Sutton. I know he's looking down on us, smiling, laughing his ass off, just like we are here on this panel. I'm blessed to have been invited onto this panel. Thank you so much, Sky. Thank you, Apex Leon. Thank you, Flash. I see you. I see you sporting the colors. Shout out to your fiance. Shout out to Mama Bear Art Doll. Shout out to Taladia Plays. I do want to give a shout out to the homie Bat Dan. After Mikey passed, Bat Dan has just been there so much. He was there for everybody. He reached out to me, and we had a safe space. I think it was me, Zod, Taladia. I don't remember if it was Leon or somebody else, but we just kind of had a safe space to mourn and to talk. Oh, Sky came, of course. And it was, tough, but because we protect for one another and look out for one another, we got through it, right? Shout out to the homie Sox Bulletins. In my opinion, one of Mikey Sutton's biggest fans, number one supporter. And he did a tribute to Mikey earlier today.
Yeah, that's facts. For real.
Go check that out. He is someone that Mikey cared deeply about. You can hear it in Sox's voice. Shout out to Sergeant Riggs. Shout out to Zod Rider, who is continuing the Mikey Sutton legacy by making all his own art, his own IP, going outside the norm, the mainstream media, and doing something that nobody else has the courage or the balls to do. Shout out to you, Zod Rider. One Punch Dan, 2025. Y'all are
Partners
ready.
in Justice.
Hey, that's my homie, Bishop. Shout out to you, Bishop. I love being on stage with you. Seeing your smile, man. Seeing your smile also has been infectious for me. So I'm at the gym. That's why I'm sweating like a pig. But
bless you, man. I need to be there too.
I'll do some for you. And
All
Michael,
right.
it's been a pleasure getting to talk with you and hearing your stories of Mikey Sutton. I think all of us are changed for the better knowing him. And I just can't wait to see how we continue to become closer as we take this ball over the finish line and make Mikey proud. Mikeyverse forever. MV4E.
Yeah, Mikeyverse forever.
Mikeyverse forever.
Facts. Shout out to the homie Josh. We appreciate you pulling up, man. Hey, you're somebody else that was sorely missed at the meetup, bro. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah, we hope your ears were burning,
could
dog.
y'all imagine if Josh would have been there, bro? Oh my God. See, hey, Leon would have got on everything if Josh.
Yeah, he would have got.
The energy would have been too much. Hey, Josh,
he would have been.
Scott was trying to beat my ass. He was like, I'm gonna test this Batman myth. I was like, brother,
facts, bro.
I was like, I've done every ride.
BVS,
These
right
last two, I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Hey,
Hey, Leon. Hey, Leon, did you have to hit the warehouse scene on him?
Bro, I had to do it in the first joints. I was like, I'm gonna get this warehouse out the way. I'm good after this. I've saved Martha. What else do y'all want?
Nah, dude, the warehouse came out at the end when he was done. You should have seen the warehouse. I'm done. What's it? I filled my quota. He was bow. He wasn't going on no more rides, dude.
That's so cool, man.
You know what? We probably are gonna have to go back because it's 3 that we didn't get on, bro.
Oh,
I know. I'm low key mad about that.
Watch when we get there. It's gonna be 5.
There's gonna be a whole nother
That's what
one.
Scott be doing. Oh yeah, by the way, it's like 3 more of these Johns.
Hey,
Now they got super twisted Colossus.
Nah, he is saying that because, look, a couple times I might have withheld certain information about the ride that we were getting on until we were already on it. You know
might
what
have.
And then I might.
He wants to use the word might have.
Bruh, emphasis on that shit.
Yeah, and then I might have revealed certain key information, literally like as we were pulling out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That may or may not have happened once or twice.
That's because you belong in the sky. You're super
strong possibilities.
May or may not, right?
There was some half truths. There were some half truths before the ride started, and then we were strapped in going, and then the full truth came out.
Right.
Oh,
Hey.
by the way.
Hey, Bishop. By the way, just so you know, the Wonder Woman ride is what did Leon in. Just so y'all know. Just so I'll put him on blast. That Wonder Woman ride was different.
Work him out. Just like Batman let Wonder Woman work him out.
Big facts. Hey, I gotta tell that story real quick. So every ride felt secure, but a little dangerous at the same time. Batman ride was nasty. I was like, oh, this sucks. I went on the Batman ride twice. I enjoyed it that much. We got on the Wonder Woman joint. I was like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. I'm thinking Wonder Woman, it's gonna be cool. I might go on another one after this, whatever. I get on that bed. I was like, yo. The straps didn't feel secure to me. The guy didn't even check it. We're on one seat. I'm feeling awkward. My legs. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And by the time I'm getting ready to ask questions, we launching. And then all of a sudden we get tossed to the side, upside down. I was like, oh, I'm killing everybody after I get off this ride. I'm at the warehouse seeing everybody who didn't warn me about this damn ride. I'm like, they would be.
I couldn't warn anybody. I had never been on that one. I had never been on that Wonder Woman ride.
I was like, look. I said Wonder Woman gave me a workout, bro.
We bumped them mascara.
Facts.
We bumped them mascara. What you expect? Show them.
Facts.
Yo, this shit was different.
Your mic breaking up a bit, bro, but you would have loved it, Bishop, because I took a bunch of pictures. Matter of fact, I'm gonna DM you some pictures, bro, because I think you would have loved it, man. It was beautiful.
Just so we're clear on this, The female inspired ride is the one that did in the Ultimate Playboy.
You already know. Hey, what was it?
You heard him.
I said I've known a woman with a dame in the woods look, right? And then what did she say? She said, you haven't never known a woman like me. And I didn't, bro. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, damn. I got cooked.
It looks so like nonchalant. Like it's a single seater. It's a gold rail. It doesn't even do that many loop-the-loops, but it was so sketchy. Me and Leon both were like, yo, you were scared though, right? That was real screams for me right there, Leon.
I was like, yo. Matter of fact, I didn't even know how to scream sometimes. I just was like screaming through my teeth. Like, I was like, yo.
Hey man, it's the easiest way to make a ride scarier. Toss a few extra nuts and bolts on the seat.
Leon and Sky were like, "Is she with you?"
A lasso.
I thought she was with you.
Facts. She was definitely with you.
And we was looking at each other like, yo, whose idea was that?
Hey, yo, that was Leon's idea to go get on Wonder Woman, bro. I would.
Hey, facts. It really was too. I actually forgot. I did too. I said, I was like, yeah, we just got to do the Trinity. I said, we already did Superman and Batman. Might as well do Wonder Woman, bro. Why? That did me in. I was like, all right.
It's got no business being that sketchy. It's got no business being that sketchy, dude. What the fuck? Nah, we had that was one of the most memorable days.
You have to get on it like while it's still moving.
While it's still moving.
That probably also tripped Leon out.
I was like, yo,
it don't stop. It don't stop.
Y'all gonna stop this shit? It's not gonna stop. We just gonna hop on. All right. Okay. This is what we're doing, guys.
Yo,
they act like we really in the Justice League. I'm like, no, I'm just a citizen. This is just a nickname. Can we stop pants on so I can get on?
Bro, he was so done after Wonder Woman. I have no idea.
And then Warehouse Batman came out. We were trying to convince him to get on the next ride, and he was like, "Nah, dude, dude.
Hell
after Wonder Woman, hell no." Nah.
Yeah, and then the two that we wanted him to get on were like two of the craziest ones too,
bruh. Sure. I'm so glad I checked out because when I said, y'all want me to get on that next? Oh, y'all got me effed up. Oh no, y'all wildin'.
Bro, right before we get on, it has a maintenance issue and shit. Oh man,
facts. That part too, there was a maintenance issue. I was laughing at it. They're like, yeah, okay.
Yo, real talk. Me and Floyd Law, and we're looking at each other like, you still doing this, bro? You still doing it? All right, okay. If you're still doing it, I'm still doing it. And Stino was like, we'll be fine. They just did a test run. They're good. I'm okay, dude. Okay. And it was nighttime at that point too. Nighttime on a roller coaster is like 10 times scarier because you can't see shit. So it's just some grown men out there screaming like little girls. So next year, if you want to get in on some of that, you better be there. That is what it is. Yeah. Some man yells came out of me.
Yeah, it was literally a great time.
Yo, I got that video, by the way. It did upload finally. So if you wanted to play it while everyone's still here, go ahead. But it is the bottom video.
Oh, okay. Let me do that
Yo, yeah. Oh, you eat. All right, we can wait. So this one's on the front. Here you go. These are thank you anywhere you want. It's not on her face, ideally. Let me back up here. Give me a second, bro. All right, and then
make it a cameo, the Fiji Waters. No, yeah, you better sponsor. Thanks, homie. The boys, Sky, Leon, Sky. Hey yo, Leon. Oh, he's on it. Looks like it's, oh, okay.
Yo, that was just a little snippet, y'all. That was just a little snippet.
That was a cool video, guys.
That was epic.
That was a really, really cool video.
It's a little
Hey, that was
something.
fire, bro. That slow mo in, that was a hey, that's how we do, man. The Syndicate Network. Damn, we looking good out here on these streets. You feel me? Syndicate Network, baby. Shout out to Mikey Sutton. You know what I'm saying?
That's straight up why I keep saying that's why nobody saw women at the director's cut event. That they were all just chasing you guys around.
Right.
Amount of screenshots I took of Leon doing the blue steel look, you know, just subconsciously during his live stream was hilarious. I'm convinced he does it in his sleep.
Shout out to Zoolander.
Right. This is Magnum. Look, yo, that was a dope video, Austin. Appreciate that, bro. And I'm sure there's gonna be more footage coming soon. You know what I mean? Shouts out to the homies. But moving on to the dog, Zah Ryder. What's your final thoughts, man, as we kind of start wrapping this up, bro? You're on mute, bro.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to you, Skywalker, for hosting this stream. It's beautiful to have everybody here and in honor of Mikey, and it's just a wonderful thing. And again, I'm glad you guys had such a wonderful time on all those rides. Leon, I'm right there with you. I hate those damn roller coasters too, bro. I'm telling you.
If you'd have been here, you'd have been getting on them motherfuckers.
I know. I know I would have been on there. I know it would have been a fact.
Hey, we gotta have General Zod in there, right?
I would have been there, but I'm just saying, I understand that why Leon has the issues he does. That kind of stuff is not cool. You know, the whole experience I can relate to, man. The loose straps and the non, then you guys have maintenance issue. I had that happen before.
Hey, them bastards look loose. They ain't got no. All the rest of them had like a seatbelt locking mechanism. Wonder Woman, the lasso John had no. I was like, "Where's the seatbelt? What are we doing? We just got a bar. What are we doing?
Yeah,
can grab on the shit."
Dude, you're holding on to the bar and your hands are sliding because your hands are sweaty on the bar. You're trying to hold on to. That's all you got.
Zod, ain't no damn bar, bro. Ain't no damn bar.
His hands up. Bro.
His hands up.
That's the part. Like,
I was like, nah. This ain't
that's
it.
what really bothered him, y'all. It was
absolutely. I was like,
it
nope.
was that you had to put your hands up, and secondly, that you had to get on while it was still moving. That's what freaked him out. Like,
I was like, so y'all not gonna stop? Y'all we just gotta walk on it. Oh, okay. All right,
I've been on that. We have that at Fiesta Texas, Leon, and even I went on my birthday. I was freaked the fuck out. I'll send you a picture of myself. I was like, so I can only imagine what you look like on that ride. Shout out to you, though.
It's
You
crazy.
made it. You made it.
Facts. I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody feeling it, brother.
Yo, but back to you though, Zod.
Now, and I you know, I want to thank everybody. You know, Michael, Bishop, Austin, and Josh, and all you guys for your kind words about One Punch Dan. I mean, I'm doing the best I can possibly do because I feel like that's gonna help carry on Mikey's legacy, because that was something Mikey wanted to do. He wanted all of us to be characters in his world, in the Mikeyverse and Dreamwalker. And although I can't personally continue Dreamwalker, I can do something in my own creative way that will honor Mikey in the way that I know how. So I truly appreciate it, and I just feel humbled to have so many great friends and all of you guys and your support. It's just invaluable. And again, this is beautiful. This is what it's all about. Mikey wanted us all to be together, and we're all together. We're all friends, and
We're all family, dude.
And family,
Yeah.
exactly,
We're
family. And that's essentially the whole, the bottom line of this whole thing. So again, guys, it's just beautiful. And again, thank you so much, Skywalker, for doing the stream, man.
I appreciate you getting on, bro. Real talk. We've been streaming together for a while, and you've been a part of this community for this whole time, and I know that just what was going on with Mikey, and how much of a inspirational and special person that he was. So I appreciate you being here, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right. Mama Bear, what's your final thoughts? Right. And
where are we at likewise?
I don't know if they met the like goal, Mama Bear.
We're at 45 likes.
They didn't. Look,
we're 5 short.
Just give us your final thoughts, and then I would still personally ask, because I want to hear your story time, Mama Bear.
I might be willing to tell it in the green room.
Okay, for sure then. All right, what's your final thoughts though?
Honestly, it is fantastic to see so many people still coming together and holding true despite everything we have gone through this past year. Just knowing each and every one of us, we're there for each other, and supporting each of us in the projects, and keep encouraging each of us to keep moving forward and to keep that creativity going. Austin with his beautiful videos, Zod, of course, with that One Punch Dan, bringing us all together in a way that would have made Mikey proud. Bishop with his videos, which I admit I don't get to watch as much as I should. All of us, and of course the lead I cannot forget. I know, right? I do have though story-wise. Once I get this place figured out, Zod knows this, but I do actually have plans to bring stories to my channel.
Thank God.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do the art as much, because my hands are increasingly becoming a problem. But I am going to bring more stories to the channel. I have the mic, I have the stuff all to do it.
Awesome.
I just need to, get this stuff figured out so I can, have the moment to
do that. You do the ASMR thing.
Absolutely. Honestly, my first mod, he was always encouraging me to do the more ASMR stuff, and he's still floating around. But this is just so amazing to see. He may, it may have been a year passing. We will never forget him. We will never let the world forget him.
Nope.
Everything he stood for, his scoops, and the community that he raised together. And I'm sorry we didn't quite get to the light goal. You guys will have to hear about the Cheerio Alien Wars another time.
Hey, I put it out there. We put it out there. You know, y'all got a few more minutes, right? But yeah, smash that like button.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate you being here, Mama Bear. You've been in this community for so long, and you've just been rocking out and been super supportive behind the scenes, just as much as you've been a help like on the stream. So even more so, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate you being here as always, and for adding your energy and passions to these conversations.
Thank you.
All right. We got the homie Austin, you dig, over there chilling out here in California still. You know what I'm saying? First time out here visiting, bro. What's your final thoughts as we close this thing on down, Brody?
Final thoughts. What a day, what a weekend. I think we did it right as far as, a tribute to Mikey. It was kind of like as soon as we were walking into Six Flags, we kind of had that moment where we're like, well, I knew it was this weekend. I don't know if you guys remembered. I didn't bring it up, but that's when we were like, man, this is kind of like the anniversary weekend of Mikey's passing. And I was talking to my fiance earlier. I still remember what those couple of days were like. Like, we didn't find out until the 26th, but there was, multiple days before that we were trying to get a hold of him. I remember what that feeling felt like, damn, is he gone? And if he's gone, what does that mean? And we all kind of figured it out together over this past year of what that meant for the rest of the community. Cause obviously it was hard to pick up after that. Just to be real with everybody, to do anything after that was really tough, because he was kind of like the anchor of the Syndicate Network. That's why I had Mikeyverse in the center on the logo, the original logo. So yeah, it's definitely tough to remember what that felt like, but you got to, because you don't know what you have until something's gone. So that's another reason for us to pour into what we have now, to take advantage of the time, to take advantage of the community, the platform that we have, and everybody that's here to put energy into this thing. I mean, I don't see any other streams with this many people on it who have the same kind of goals and morals and ideas. And for one person to kind of bring us all together that's the legacy right there. I mean, so we just got to keep coming together as a community to keep honoring him. And that's pretty easy, I would say. So you don't have to try too hard. You just got to be here and be present in this community, and you'll be appreciated. Everyone on this stream, I can't tell you how appreciative I am that you're here for Mikey now, and that you've been, there for all of us. So thank you, everybody who's here, who's watching, who will watch. Thank you to the boys. Obviously, this weekend was amazing. Cali's been quite the trip. I told my future father-in-law, I'm like, we're coming back, so hope you don't hate me, because we're gonna be here again next year. We're gonna have a good time again in Mikey's honor. I brought the Dreamwalker issues to Cali to have the boys sign in his honor, and I'm gonna bring them next year too. So whoever shows up, if you were a good friend in the Mikeyverse, I'm definitely gonna have you sign as well, because that's my legacy, to keep all y'all in one spot, and I'm gonna frame those eventually. So thank you, Sky, thank you, Leon, Mama Bear, Taladia, Castillos, Josh, Zod, Michael, Bishop. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for making this community what it is, because obviously it's not one of us, it's all of us. So appreciate y'all, and let's keep doing what we're doing.
Appreciate you coming out here, bro. Appreciate you pulling up to the panel. You already know, man, it's It was been a pleasure. Yesterday was dope. Six Flags was dope, and yeah, we got to go back.
We gotta go back.
We're all getting flash passes next year, though. That is
yeah, facts. No more lines, dude. No more
Yeah,
lines.
for sure.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this. I said it in the chat earlier. And I don't know if anybody saw my tweet, but there was like a 45-minute to an hour debate between Stino and Leon. Who's better, Iron Man or Batman? And it was all convoluted between cinema and comics. And I was just laughing the whole time. Stino kept looking at me, and I just kept adding for Leon's case. It was a whole ordeal. Everybody else who was in lines, like looking away, trying to like, they're all having massive like faces everywhere. My fiance is looking at me like, how long is this gonna go on for? I'm like, oh, as long as it can. What do you mean? I'm gonna keep it going. Like, so this debate kept going on, and basically, Stino still didn't like confide in the fact that Batman was better than Iron Man, because we all know Batman's better than Iron Man, right? But Stino wouldn't give it up. I think at the end, Stino eventually was like, okay. But then we're about to take off, and we're right before the drop on the Batman ride. We had been waiting an hour for this thing, and it's right before you can't hear nothing because you're gonna go. And I was like, ain't no Iron Man ride, motherfucker. And I could hear Leon laughing the rest of the ride.
I was cracking up.
So if you guys ever hear me say that, that's just for Leon and Sky.
Yeah, I actually told that story earlier, but I'm glad you.
Oh, you did, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. That's you could.
So much fun, dude. That was so much fun. And then after the ride ended, Leon's in front of me, and I could still see him laughing. And he was still laughing.
Nah, that was definitely dope. That was definitely hilarious because it was like a nice little cherry on top for the whole argument because it kind of put it to bed. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. There was no more arguing after that. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, all right, cool. This thing's kind of over. That's pretty much what ended it, actually. But yo, man. But just thanks again for pulling up, bro. And it was a pleasure, man. Leon, bro, what's your final thoughts, man, on all this before we get out of here, bro?
Wow. So my final thoughts on everything is that, look at what Mikey's done. Look at this panel. Look at the chat. Look at it. He has left a legacy of dreamers, doers, entrepreneurs, and innovators. That's Mikey in a nutshell. Fun-loving, adventurous, rogue, cavalier, best of the best. Final thoughts, man.
We're at 49 likes, too, people.
Uh-oh.
One more.
Yeah, I got to sneak
Somebody
in
get
one
a
more.
burner going. Somebody get a burner.
I was just saying, where's the burners when you need them?
Right.
Actually, I'm the one with the burners, so but you guys got.
I'm working on it right now. 1 second. I'm gonna log in through the Lethal Geeks account. We'll get that like.
There you go.
There we go.
Right. We gonna make a way. You know what? I like that. Yeah, that's us. That's Mikey. He made a way when everybody thought there was no way for him. How many times has he told us about his life and how crazy his life is or was, and how crazy his life? Oh, man, like he came from insanity, the insane stories. Getting choked up. Man, I'll tell you what, this past weekend really let me know that that we can't squander these moments, you know? So yeah, at the least, we got to rock out annually for the late great Mikey. That's my final thoughts. Let's not squander this, you know. I had spoke at one of my grandmother's funerals, and I discussed how I was just like, we always seem to come together and have these stories and talk about how great a person is, and in some cases we over exaggerate how great a person was. We put so much effort into people when they're gone. What are we doing now? And I think this past weekend showed what we have been about, showing great strides towards each other now. We're not going to wait till we're gone. We're doing it now. So let's honor that. Let's be real with each other now. Show respect to each other now. Assist and help now. Show love now.
Real talk.
So those are my final thoughts. Much love to everything from the chat to the lurkers to those that like, those that share, those that subscribe, those that do nothing, those that live their life and just kind of tap in every once in a while. Shout out to Zack Snyder's Cell Movement. Shout out to the Cool Table. Shout out to the Syndicate Network. You know, and shout out to even those that we parted ways with. They were there at one point, you know. They were there too. Tip my hat to that. And shout out to those that are shoulder to shoulder with you this past weekend. The homies. Love y'all, man. Sky, Austin, Necron and Spirit, Floyd, Bat Dan, Austin's wife. I'm gonna say wife. Shout out to Sky's moms. Shout out to Stino Bino, Mr. Nobody. Shout out to the neighbors that came through and grubbed and drank. And shout out to everybody that means somebody to y'all. And most importantly, on this day, shout out to Michael Sutton, the man, the myth, the legend. May he rest in peace.
Amen.
Man, appreciate that, yo. Very powerful. And I know that after this weekend, man, because it's been such a blessing to be around one another, I feel, around this time. And yeah, the whole not squandering these moments thing, I think it rings a bit truer now than ever before, you know. But real quick, Sinavik says, skip the lines. We definitely getting flash passes next time, y'all. We definitely getting flash passes.
Yeah,
that is
for sure.
Not happening, because I don't want no more excuses. You know what I'm saying about like the lines. No. We gonna alleviate.
You got a whole full year to save up money, man.
Well, that and we definitely got to do them crazy ass rides first. All right, Let me put my tears to the side real quick and just let y'all know straight up. Get them crazy ass rides out the way, and then we'll go Superman, and Batman, and I ain't going on Wonder Woman again, but I'll go on that crazy ride that looks like you lay down. I'd rather do that. Ironically, that would look more secure than Wonder Woman.
Hey,
To be fair, I wouldn't
did
have
that
done the
one.
Wonder Woman ride either.
Hey, Austin did that one. That one was dope. You know what I'm saying?
The flying one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no energy for that. It looked fun, I ain't gonna lie, but I had zero. I was like, okay, y'all want me to fly now? I'm fucking good. I'm done.
Navy, not Air Force.
Hey. He was floating in a tube. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about the subs. Oh, I never did the subs. That's no.
Or
Hell
fine,
no.
whatever. Guess what? You're on a boat. You know what I'm saying? Out there
I was
in
on a
the
boat.
middle
I was on a
of the
boat.
ocean, bro.
Look at me, mother.
Dick, what's more dangerous, bro?
Yeah, touche. You're right.
But
During wartime, you're right.
real talk. But nah. Thank you for your thoughts, bro, and for pulling up.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure having y'all out here. Most definitely. Yeah. Oh wait, Mama Bear, the light goal was met. So it's story time.
Absolutely.
Should I grab my popcorn?
Let's fucking go.
Yes,
Mama
go
Bear.
get the
Oh, I had
popcorn.
time for that.
Here we go. This is the Mama Bear show right now. So go ahead and it's all on you.
Okay, in honor of Mikey, who would absolutely push, to get to the likes 250, and he would share a story from his past. This is one from way back when. I had to have been like 6 years old or so at the time. You see, my dad's parents, they moved over here from Holland, and they wound up working for this really well-to-do family. And during the summertime, they would run the grocery store at one of his resorts, which is now a huge, side note, it's now a huge attraction. I'll never go back down because it's not the same anymore. But because they had access to this and they were right on the border, me and my sisters got access to every diabetic coma-inducing cereal and treat that was made either here or America. I kid you not, we literally thought Frosted Flakes was too healthy. So my mother, in her absolute wisdom, decided after my parents got divorced that she wanted to start introducing us to healthier foods. And she decided to buy a box of plain Cheerios. Now, when I say we had the most diabetic coma-inducing, we literally had one that was s'mores in a box. I can pull it up. It's so
Yeah,
when
I've seen like French toast crunch, where it's like them big French toast bread little things. Oh my God.
literally, it was
I
like
just
Cocoa
imagine
Puffs.
s'mores.
It was Cocoa Puffs with chocolate dipped marshmallows and chocolate bits. Literally, this was diabetes in a box. So when we opened up the box and we decided to try some of these, we got like maybe 2 bites in, and we thought this was the most vile thing we have ever had. We were convinced this was poison in the box. So what my oldest sister did is she proceeded to actually, we refused to eat it for the longest time until Mom one day looked at it and said, "Do something with it. I'm not going to get I'm not going to get a replacement cereal until you guys do something with it." So sure enough, my sister,
Oh no.
being every bit of a troll that seems to run in my family, proceeded to grab a pen as me and the other sister sat down with her, and she drew with a little Bic marker, little Bic pen, little cartoony alien faces and antennae and little arms and legs on every single Cheerio on the box, and even flipped it around. Flipped it around, had the baby on the box going, "This is disgusting. They better be paying me extra money." Had a big old warning on the box saying, warning contains Cheerio aliens inside, bent on world domination. She never bought that box again.
Hey, I think the point was made. Going from that to Cheerios, bro.
Seriously, because I emphasize that I'm Dutch because one of the things that actually is standard for a breakfast item or a snack item is what you guys call sprinkles. We will put that on a slice of bread with butter, chocolate sprinkles.
Oh, that's right.
I have 2 boxes here. I'm not even kidding.
I did not know that.
I know that's right, Mama Bear.
It's for you, Mikey.
Are you on mute, Leon?
You might be.
Oh, dear God.
I think
I
I
was saying, I didn't even, I
diabetic
didn't catch that last part. You do what? You put what on what?
I have 2 boxes here. It's called Hail over there.
Like
what you guys call chocolate sprinkles. The quality is much better.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's crazy.
I scared him away with the diabetic sugar talking.
That's great. Yeah, if y'all knew how I eat too, you'd be like,
you've mentioned. And that's the funny part. I eat healthy now too, mostly.
But that was like something
I have a picture. My sister did a recreation box not some years back. I've got a picture kicking around somewhere.
I relate so well.
Right? I was like, I wonder how long that took her, right? Like, she sounded pretty dedicated,
Yeah, it was when I refer to as the Cheerio Alien Wars. It stuck around for a long time. Yeah. We never ate it though.
I bet. Man, I want to.
It was art.
It was.
Yo, oh my God. Man, I want to thank y'all for hitting that like goal so that we could get that story time for Mama Bear. I really appreciate it.
Look at Austin's face.
Mikey's proud.
Breathe,
Mikey's proud of all.
breathe. In my name, man. That's a beautiful story time, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Good God Almighty, girl. I'm not ready for that.
As we kind of close this thing out, I just want to thank all you guys for being here throughout this past year. As we've continued to kind of march forward and keep doing what we do, we're just gonna continue to do that lockstep, arm in arm, together, right? And I think that the more that the more that we come together, I think the more that we can try to just keep that legacy going and continue to be a beacon, man, for like how a community of people should really behave, because every time that I've met any of you guys, it's always been dope energy. Everything's always been, like hella fun, and there's just never been any drama or BS or anything. It's just been great times, and I just want to continue to, as Leon said, not squander these moments. We can really cherish them, learn from them, and try to share these experiences, and really grow this community still, and just continue to kind of do what we've been doing, which is celebrating one another, celebrating what we love. And now we can continue to celebrate the big homie Mikey Sutton, man. It's all been because of him that we've been able to come together and do a lot of these things. And I just want to, take this time, to say I appreciate y'all for being here and for rocking out, man. And we about to close this thing down. And I'm actually gonna close it out with that video that Austin made. I'm gonna just run that back, you dig, and then we're gonna close this whole thing out. I want to thank y'all for being here, and we'll be talking again soon. Got some Rebel Moon streams coming up, so we'll be right back talking about that. And I got a lot more fun stuff planned for you guys too. And I'm sure the Syndicate Network as a whole will be continuing to branch out and talk about what we love. So I appreciate y'all.
Vacation's over. Back to work, y'all.
Right. And you want to say something, Leon, before we go?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, speaking of Rebel Moon and Syndicate Network, I got a video coming out tomorrow around 3 p.m. Eastern. So y'all check that out.
Cool.
It'll be premiering then. Heated debate about Rebel Moon.
All right. Yep, we will get at y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Mikeyverse forever.
Mikeyverse forever.
Mikeyverse forever.
Yo, Leon. Oh, you eating? All right, we can wait. So this one's on the front. Here you go. So you just make anywhere you want. There's none on her face, ideally. Let me back up here. Yo, give me a second, bro. All right, and then got the inside cover. Oh, the water! Make it a cameo, the Fiji water. No, yeah, you better sponsor. Hey, thanks, homie. The boys, Sky, Leon, Sky.
Hey yo, Leon. Oh, he's on it. Looks like it's, oh, okay.